Yeah, all right. Hey, everyone. Long time no see. Yep. Good to be here with you tonight. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My entire desk just fell apart. My lamp just collapsed. Oh, wonderful. What a great start to a live stream. Just having your lamp just kind of go and crash down on your keyboard. Fortunately, we're okay. We survived. Great to be here tonight. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am Ethan Van Sciver. And, you know, it's been a while. It's been a while. I did miss you guys. I decided that I was going to devote myself to putting out, you know, content videos and stop doing live streams and see what happens. And you know what happened? I got 2,000 subscribers in a week. So, you know, it was kind of good. All right, who's in the chat? We got 302 people watching right now. EVS is drunk. No, I was drunk last night. I was thinking about live streaming yesterday, and then Andrea just said, you know what? Like, we've had like kind of a rough week, just working real hard. And then, you know, we've got visitors coming in tomorrow. My parents are going to come stay with us for like a week and a half or something like that. So, you know, I think tonight's the night to just get rowdy. And I went, yeah, let's get rowdy. Let's get rowdy. And I drank 8 beers, which is a lot for me. I don't really drink that much, but we put on the Rat Pack movie from HBO, and then we just kind of settled in and just drank and had a nice kind of, I don't know, I was feeling good last night. But I did not, first of all, I did not tweet anything embarrassing, and well, no more so than usual. You know, no more so than I usually do. I mean, you know, most of the time the stuff that I tweet is kind of embarrassing. But I also did not get on YouTube and make a fool of myself, which is something that I can do when I'm sober. If I do make a fool of myself on YouTube, I want to do it with all my faculties intact. I don't need any excuse. You know, I don't need to actually say, oh, it's because, you know, of this and that. It's just because of the fact that I'm a goofball. Okay, let's talk about what's going on in the news tonight, everyone. This is very important. Troma's Lloyd Kaufman. You ever meet him? I've seen him at a ton of conventions, and I don't know what's going on with these two, but I guess James Gunn used to work for Troma Pictures, which is run by Lloyd Kaufman. I saw those movies when I was a little kid. I mean, I saw Toxic Avenger. Yeah. I saw the Toxic Avenger when I was a child, and it did have an impact on me. Something about a little boy leaving his house on his bicycle in the middle of the night, and his mom saying, "Goodbye, Jimmy, have a great." And then, like, I don't know, they ran over his head, and then there were like several rape scenes. It's a really, you know, it's a tough movie. It's from the 80s. I guess it's somebody's idea of funny. But I do vividly remember that movie, and I guess James Gunn worked there before he became kind of a mainstream writer-director. And Peter Jackson has the same kind of past. I mean, Peter Jackson wrote a lot of kind of, you know, his first movie was called Bad Taste, and it is in bad taste, but it's excellent. You know, so I guess they're both kind of the same thing. These guys just have 6 senses of humor, although I would never say that you know, Peter Jackson is in the same league of negative sense of humor as James Gunn is. But anyway, so Lloyd Kaufman defended James Gunn, defended him all through, his problems that he was going through. And then I don't know. Now he's what? He hates on Suicide Squad. What is this, John Atkinson of Screen Rant? Troma co-founder Lloyd Kaufman has once again come to the defense of longtime friend and collaborator James Gunn, slamming Suicide Squad in the process. What the holy hell? Wow, thank you, Mr. X Alliance, for a $10 donation. That's nice of you. Appreciate it. Gunn started out at Troma in the early days of his career, assisting with and featuring in some of their low-budget films. He eventually went on to write and direct for the company, most notably penning one of their most popular and acclaimed hits, Tromeo and Juliet. Have you guys seen that? Did you guys see Tromeo and Juliet? I remember it was more. It's kind of a more recent one, but I didn't see it. I did try to watch Poultrygeist, I think it was called, and it was horrible. It's absolutely horrible. How was Tromeo and Juliet? If you saw Tromeo and Juliet and thought it was good, hit 1. If you thought it was bad, hit 2. I want to know what the chat thinks. Yeah, most people just don't even look. You haven't even. Have you seen D's? D's what? D's nuts. CB4 Public Enemy Steals here. Popular troll. Yeah. Nah, nobody's seen it. 2, 3. A lot of people are saying 2. They didn't. Well, they saw it. They didn't like it. Some people are saying 3. I didn't even see it. A couple of 1s. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that was James Gunn's first film, apparently. So maybe you should see it. A lot of people are saying 69. Now, that was not a choice. Okay. All right, chat. Very good. All right. So he eventually went on to write and direct for the company with Tromeo and Juliet. Continuing with the B-movie trend, Gunn has made his directorial debut with 2006, that movie Slither. I saw that. And wrote the script for Zack Snyder's 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake. One of my favorite movies, even though it has some flaws. And I will write those flaws up to James Gunn's weaknesses as a human being. Gunn's biggest break, however, came when he was handed the keys to the cosmic corner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, following the successful relaunch or release of Guardians of the Galaxy. Wow, how weird is that, by the way? I just realized something. Zack Snyder comes through with Dawn of the Dead, written by James Gunn. Zack Snyder goes over to the DCEU and is given the keys to that kingdom, and James Gunn goes over to the Marvel Universe and is given the keys to, one of the franchises that he does very, very well with. Huh. All right. I just realized that. That's pretty cool. All right. So following the success of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the writer-director found himself targeted regarding jokes he'd previously made on Twitter. Everyone's targeted. Gunn was subsequently fired, prompting waves of support from cast and fans alike. Working on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has since stalled, despite an online petition and even a billboard demanding Gunn's rehiring. Now, you guys remember this billboard. They spent a lot of money. They had a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for a billboard to raise awareness about James Gunn. They were able to raise almost $5,000. By the way, let me see. This is the online petition. Where's the billboard money? I can't. They raised $5,000 for a billboard that says "Rehire James Gunn," and this was this was 4 miles away from Disneyland. So it's a good enough. It's a far enough distance away from children. So I approve of it. 4 miles. 4 miles is a safe distance between James Gunn, his supporters, and children. All right. So recent reports indicate that Gunn has instead jumped to DC and will helm and completely refresh Suicide Squad 2, with speculation already rife as to which characters will feature and who from Guardians should play them. Speaking exclusively with Screen Geek at LA Comic-Con, Kaufman once again weighed in on the issue. Never one to mince his words, the 72-year-old director reiterated his support for Gunn, praising him heavily, while criticizing the decision to target him in the first place. His disdain wasn't merely confined to the people who had gone after Gunn, however. Kaufman had some choice words for the 2016 Suicide Squad. It wasn't all doom and gloom, however, as Kaufman revealed he would be very much looking forward to Gunn weaving his magic on the sequel. Check out the full comments below. Oh my God. Does Lloyd Kaufman have a YouTube channel? I wonder if he has a YouTube channel, because that's kind of what this implies here. He says, "Well, I was the first one to make a video trying to support James Gunn. I was the first so-called. I mean, I'm not a celebrity. I'm in the underground, but I was the first one. So I think I was the first one to make a video to condemn James Gunn, Lloyd. So we're we have this, and I'm pretty sure I was, because I got the news at like 2 a.m. and I went, "Ooh, there's a video. I'm making this video." So I think I was one of the first to make a video condemning James Gunn for his disgusting tweets. I did all the research. I did a good job. It's a good video. It's still available, and you should absolutely take a look at it. So obviously, I feel very strongly about it. Lloyd Kaufman says James is the nicest, kindest, and most talented person that you'll probably meet. So they picked the wrong guy to abuse. He's like Shakespeare's wife, beyond reproach. What in God's holy name are you? What does that mean? What does Shakespeare's wife mean? What was Shakespeare's wife a woman who made a lot of pedophile jokes? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Talented. Hey, Sweetcast is here. Sweetcast, great YouTube channel. Go subscribe to Sweetcast, one word. Terrific YouTube channel, pro Comicsgate, good guy. All right, but meanwhile, it's a yin and yang situation, because he's got another shitty franchise that he can resurrect and make it into a billion-dollar industry. Suicide Squad was unwatchable the first time around. James will take that, and it'll be like Rumpelstiltskin. He'll be spinning straw into gold. Well, that is an incredibly strange thing to say, but okay, all right. I wonder if he can do it. I wonder if James Gunn is actually capable of taking Suicide Squad and making it into gold. It'll be interesting to see. But Lloyd Kaufman, not a big fan. Not a big fan of Harley Quinn, evidently. Not at all. James Gunn has your pick as his Twitter avatar, says CB4 Public Enemy Steel. Where? He does not. That'd be good if he did. Whilst it could be argued that Guardians of the Galaxy was ever a shitty property, it's undeniable that it was far from part of Marvel's A-list roster. Even less known to the mainstream than Iron Man was prior to 2008. There was even doubt it would work on the big screen. On paper, the idea of centering a film around a group of intergalactic outcasts that feature a talking raccoon in a tree was met with intense skepticism. Can we make a talking tree with a talking raccoon work? I don't know. I doubt it, but no, he was able to do it. Equally, many will no doubt agree with Kaufman's assessment of Suicide Squad. Though successful at the box office and even the Academy Awards, the film was widely considered a mess. Inconsistent in tone, with a less than paper thin story and nonsensical arcs, Suicide Squad failed to match the hype generated by the trailers. Despite people such as Kaufman continuing to voice their support for the acclaimed director, Gunn will most likely never return to the Guardians franchise and see things come full circle as he intended, though his script will be used. The best fans could possibly hope for is, as Kaufman believes, that Gunn will be able to make lightning strike twice and help Suicide Squad equally live up to its potential. Yeah. All right. Well, go do it. I love Lloyd Kaufman. Like, first of all, Lloyd Kaufman is probably the guy who sort of egged on James Gunn's terrible sense of humor. I love him just putting down Suicide Squad. I think that is fantastic. But, in a way, it's good. In a way, you kind of do want to do that. You want to say, hey, this is garbage, or it was garbage. So if my friend makes it good, it's all on him. Like, he is an incredible success. This is a very talented guy. But I have my doubts. We'll see how it goes. I had my doubts about another one too, and I was completely wrong about this. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight. I apologize. I hereby apologize for ever doubting this film. And even though I still think it looks dumb, I was wrong. Venom outperformed Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy at the worldwide box office. Look at this, $780.5 million worldwide. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, Ben Pachetti says never apologize. No, I'm going to apologize in this case. I saw the trailer for Venom and I laughed. I thought it looked hilarious. Turns out that it wasn't hilarious at all. It was a big, gigantic box office hit. People like Venom. And I still haven't seen this movie, and I'm sure that they improved it since the initial trailer that I saw, or the preview. I don't even know if that was a trip. Was it? It was a trailer. It was like this preview sneak peek trailer that I saw, and it looked like pure garbage. But after a massive debut in China, see, the Chinese love Venom. They love him. Venom is continuing its climb up the box office rankings. According to Box Office Mojo, Venom now ranks 84th on its list of all-time worldwide box office earners. Venom has earned over $780.5 million and counting. This puts the Tom Hardy movie above 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy, which made $777.3 million worldwide, and 1977 Star Wars, $775.4 million. Well, adjust that for inflation, please. It's important to note that the list is not adjusted for inflation. That's correct, which would keep the original Star Wars above Venom. Yeah, I would think so. My God. Who made this video here? Who made this video? Maybe it's probably IGN. Venom is currently closing in on the worldwide totals of Deadpool, which is $783.1 million, and Spider-Man 2. Wow. $783.8 million. While Venom opened in North America, it set a record for the biggest opening weekend for the month of October. Now, who would have thought? Who would have thought that? Oh my God! Who would have thought that Venom would outdo Solo: A Star Wars Story? This crappy, third-rate, third-stringer Marvel property. I shouldn't say crappy. It's a cool property, but it shouldn't have been its own movie. I would think. I would think it should have been a Spider-Man, sequel. But no, I mean, oddly enough, this movie comes out, everyone likes it, and it doubles. Look at this. The film has continued to see relatively low weekend-to-weekend drops with a current North American total of $210 million. According to Box Office Mojo, this domestic cume makes Venom the 9th highest-grossing film of the year, trailing Solo: A Soy Wars Story, $213 million, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, $216 million. Black Panther has held on to its number one spot with over $700 million at the North American box office. But worldwide, Solo: A Star Wars Story only made $392.9 million at the box office. This has doubled it. Absolutely doubled it. Totally awesome. Your mama says Venom isn't misandry, therefore it's a superior movie. Well, I guess I agree. I don't know why. I don't know why it's a superior film, but I'll take your theory to heart. Why not? All right. So very, very good. By the way, was Venom Sony? Because this is the news tonight. The news tonight is that Sony and Disney passed Chinese regulators. They are actually going to have a merger. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, the Disney Fox, not Disney Sony. What am I saying? Okay, so Venom is Sony. They're not going to get Venom. They're going to get the X-Men. All right, that sucks. They said, really? His girlfriend was pure man-hating, says Mr. MPA 31. I need to see this movie. Absolutely need to see this movie. How long before Disney gets Sony too? Warren H says, what do you think of Disney going SJW on the Alien and Predator franchises with this merger? Yeah, that is kind of that is inevitable. A lot of people are also worried that some of the I think fans kind of see R-rated comic book movies as progress. Like they're really excited about Deadpool retaining its R-rated status because they feel like were Deadpool a real character in the real world, he would behave. He would say the F word a lot. He would do stuff that he can't even do within the pages of his own comic book, and they want to see that happen on the movie screen. Deadpool, they don't think Deadpool is for kids. Deadpool is for adult comic book fans. So everyone was kind of worried that Deadpool was going to get soy-based. It was going to get, it was going to go PG. I don't know. I think that from what I heard a rumor that Disney is saying Deadpool will remain R-rated from here on out, should this merger go through. And I think it will at this point. I think we're going to see it happen. The other thing about it is that a bunch of people told me, and then somebody actually kind of confirmed it in private. Somebody whose sister works for Disney actually told me, they said the reason why Kathleen Kennedy is staying The reason why they re-signed her for 3 years is because of this Disney Fox merger. They don't want any trouble. They don't want it. They don't want any chaos. They don't want it to look like everything is in turmoil. They just kind of want everything to look stabilized. So Kathleen Kennedy staying despite all of this shows that they have confidence in what they're doing, and the Fox merger isn't some desperate thing. It's so Kathleen Kennedy gets to stay, and she's not doing anything. She doesn't do anything there. She's just collecting a paycheck. But she is, she is going to sit there and be Kathleen Kennedy, while basically J.J. Abrams and Jon Favreau run Star Wars. That's the situation. Paladin ZX, thanks for $9.99. If I remember right, Sony is owned by the Japanese, and they have strict rules about other countries buying their companies. I would have to look it up again. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Sony would be owned by the Japanese. Very cool. That'd be great though if they did actually. I don't know. It'd be cool if they actually did merge though. I would like to see all these Marvel properties together. Lord Vulcan says, "Run it right into the ground." Well, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Except I feel like Kathleen Kennedy not making any choices, and letting people like Jon Favreau, people like J.J. Abrams actually make all the creative decisions is probably for the best. Hello, Mike S. Miller. How are you? Mike S. Miller, are you there?
It's only me and you. And you. And you.
Yes. Well, I put the link out in the chat. We'll see if anybody else wants to come in. What do you think of this? Mike, are you hearing about the Disney Fox merger, and how do you feel about it?
Hasn't that been going on for a while?
Yeah, but the Chinese actually approved of it today.
What the hell do the Chinese have to do with it?
Chinese regulators, they apparently they have to say yes. They have to say, yeah, it's okay with us.
What?
And they did.
What? Where? When? Why? How the hell? Chinese?
Yes. We do big business over there.
And therefore, they have some control over our private business here?
Well, despite Trump's best efforts.
Makes no sense.
Absolutely. So they again, a lot of business happens over there. So they have to approve gigantic mergers like that. They have to okay it. I guess.
The hell, that is the worst thing I've heard. I can't even, my brain.
Mike, China probably they own everything. They probably own you. You understand? China owns the United States of America.
I'm Japanese, man. We own China.
Japan had its day. Had its day.
That's true.
It really did. And, we knocked the hell out of Japan, and, they haven't. Now that they're just making electronics.
That's right.
Yeah. So this just happened. China just announced it, and I made a video about it. Everybody's talking about it. This is definitely going to happen. And what's going to happen because of that, Mike, is you're going to get Avengers versus X-Men movies.
Do you see this?
Yes, he's got a nice big baby face on back there. And you know what? What was weird, Mike? When he came in, I kind of thought, the kid's got a big head. That illusion works pretty well. Yeah.
So okay. So this is my dream of what they do, because I think they've just lost all their A-list guys. They've lost Tony Stark. They're losing Captain America. The Avengers, unless they go the whole SJW, bring in Squirrel Girl and frickin' Miss Marvel crap lineup, they need to just set the Avengers aside and make them like the second tier, and reboot the X-Men from ground zero with a running start from there. I know you don't like this idea, but I think they should start with a Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk 181 story that reboots.
Why do you think I wouldn't like that idea? I love that idea.
I thought I mentioned it to you before. You didn't like it. No? Was that somebody else?
Yeah, it was somebody else.
I think that's where you start. You bring in the Avengers Hulk. You have him fight the new Wolverine, whoever the hell they pick for that is, and then you reboot the X-Men from there, raise the X-Men and the Fantastic Four up on a second course, and then at some point in the future, maybe 10, 15 years from now, again, because they're going to go in waves, you can reintroduce a new Captain America, a new Iron Man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I like that just for the beginning of the first movie. I like the
Kaufman 81. That'd be sick.
Yeah, X-Men versus Avengers. Okay, that's the movie, and it starts out with that encounter. Now, I'm not so sure that you even need to find a new Wolverine. That's I don't know.
He's out.
Hugh Jackman's out. Of course he is. No, he's not out. He'll come back, won't he?
You know what they could do? They could find a shorter, stockier like dude, and then just superimpose Hugh Jackman's face on.
Well, that would, you know what? That seems something like the DCEU would do. It's like, hey, we're spending $700 million on this Justice League movie, and it's horribly behind, and we've overspent by 100%, and you won't shave your mustache.
I know.
Okay, dickhead. We'll excuse my language. We will digitally alter your mustache. We will take your mustache off. Are you kidding me? Why didn't they hold him down and forcibly shave his mustache?
Because he's
for that
too
kind
big.
of money.
Yeah. Hey, give me 2 seconds, real.
Okay. Now nobody is worth that kind of money. Nobody's mustache is worth that kind of money. You're gonna lose $300 million on this movie, which is I think what they did. Whose life is worth $300 million besides Mike? No, and Cecil. Cecil's life is worth that. Yeah, he was. I know he was contractually obligated, but just put a fake. Wouldn't it be easier to just put a fake mustache on? I mean, for
God's
sake, it's infuriating. Like that must have, Henry Cavill has given them more attitude for nothing. Hey, will you do a cameo for the Shazam movie? I don't know. I'm kind of busy. What? You're Superman, dude. You got. Meanwhile, it's like, you get Tony Stark. He'll do anything. I mean, that dude, he's ready to go. Robert Downey Jr. is ready to go. You need him for a cameo in a TV show that Marvel's putting out. I don't know if he's ever done this. Probably not. But I mean, he would do it because he's Iron Man. I mean, it just seems like, it's honestly, I love DC Comics, but it just seems like they can't win for losing. They're just constantly finding themselves in bad spots like this. What do you think about Aquaman?
They cannot make a good decision. Aquaman, I love Jason Momoa. I think that dude is charismatic and fun and handsome and everything you need. But DC, I think.
They're hinging it on an Aquaman movie.
I drew Batman fighting Superman for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, Batman versus Superman, this is my movie.
It's so bad, dude.
Oh.
It's painful. The terrible
my children didn't even like it. I mean, they're like, who are you targeting this for if you can't get kids to like Batman fighting Superman?
Everything is super depressing. Everything is super depressing with the DCEU. I do blame Zack Snyder to some extent. I have no choice. I have to blame him.
I honestly think it's because of how well the Chris Nolan Batman films did, that they couldn't get beyond the headspace that dark does well.
Did you find those movies to be dark though? I mean, just the Dark Knight series didn't seem dark to me. It seemed very grounded and real.
Not compared to Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, Batman and Superman. There's something phony about Zack Snyder movies where it's like, hey, let's put digital rainfall in there. Like, you know what I mean? Everything's digital and dark and spooky, and everyone's frowning all the time, and it's it was horrible.
Effects. It's all CG.
Yeah. Hey, Nasser, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing well.
Yeah, doing well, Nasser. Can you try that again?
Okay, ask me again.
How you doing, Nasser?
Better than Mike Miller.
That's why he's a star, Mike.
You know what?
That is why Nasser is a star. because he's able to bust that out every now and then. Nasser is awesome.
Can I kick him from here? Is this?
No, we're gonna let him stay for a little while. I'm in the mood for Nasser. I haven't done a live stream in a little while, so oh my God, you muted him.
Mike thinks he's slick.
Yeah. All right. People are saying kick Nasser, go away nerd. I don't know if they're talking about Mike or Nasser when they say go away nerd, but I'm not really sure. All right, look, the whole DCEU is hanging on this Aquaman movie. It's like it's a Hail Mary. Like, could this actually be good? Because so far they've got Wonder Woman, and everything else that they've tried has failed.
Shazam, I have high hopes for, because it just seems like so much the fun that they've been missing. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I have high hopes for it. So
I do too. I thought the trailer was fun, and by the way, I really like the guy playing Shazam because I seen him on Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ava watches Sesame Street every day, and the first episode of the new season of Sesame Street featured that guy, and he was playing a fake superhero called the Kindness Kid, and he would do kind things. Like there was a cat in the tree, and Grover tried to throw a baseball at the cat to get the cat out of the tree or something, and that wasn't the right thing. So the Kindness Kid shows up, and he's just like, "No, here's how to do it: a can of tuna." He's like, "How did you have a can of tuna in your pocket?" He's like, "I always carry it with me. It's kindness." And he opened the can of tuna, and the cat came out of the tree.
This is a very important point for Nasser. He saved the cat. Nasser, he saved the cat.
You don't kill the cat. You don't torture. You give the cat tuna to get the cat out of the tree. So I like the Kindness Kid, and I can easily see the Kindness Kid becoming Shazam. Zachary Levi is perfect for the role. Some Go Party Time says in the chat. Zachary Levi is our people, says Felix L. Ricardo. I don't know what that means exactly. He's not conservative, is he? That would be so cool if he was, dude.
Yeah, it would be.
Don't let it. I mean, if you find out that he's conservative, he will be unemployed almost immediately. I mean, you look around. You know what's weird, Mike? If you look at like all of the known Republican Hollywood types, they were all big in the 80s, and they're no longer working.
Kelsey Grammer, Die Hard, Bruce Willis,
Chachi,
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they were big during Reagan, almost as though Reagan made it safe.
Well, we're making it safe again.
We are. We're trying to. Anth, 1984, Trey, thanks for $5. Who gave Ben ass flack the Batman part? They should have tried to getting what's his name to do the part again. Shaking my head. A well-written super chat. I think that you're referring to Christian Bale.
Yeah.
They did try to get Christian Bale to do it. He wouldn't do it, but I don't think they tried hard enough, honestly. And frankly, yeah, they should have given Christopher Nolan whatever he wanted to retain the dignity that he brought to the DC universe. I remember 2005 getting on a bus with all of DC Comics and going to see Batman Begins, and everybody was worried about it because it looked like it might be shit. Excuse my language, Mike. And we went and we saw it, and it was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And I came out of there all puffed up because Wolverine had just come out as well. I think Wolverine premiered the weekend before or the same weekend, or it was going to premiere the next weekend, something like that. And I felt proud to work at DC. I felt proud. How did you feel when you saw Suicide Squad?
You mean the god-awful Wolverine with the Deadpool laser eyes Deadpool?
I don't remember, but it was a Wolverine movie.
You blanked it from your memory?
Yeah.
Probably
what
a wise
Wolverine
decision.
movie came out in 2005? What was it?
I think that was it.
Was it Deadpool?
Bad.
Somebody sent me a copy of that half finished, like it was all digitalized, like Deadpool wasn't CGI'd in yet. So I saw the movie with, and I remember it. I saw it with CGI, not quite finished Deadpool.
I just remember how bad, like his claws, where he was in the bathroom with the claws in the mirror, and the CGI on the claws was like previs quality. And he's like, ching, 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 ching. I'm like, no, this is so bad.
Yeah. I was very proud after seeing Batman Begins, except Bruce Wayne was a puss. I mean, little Bruce Wayne. Young Bruce Wayne was a puss. Nasser, if you fell down into a cave full of bats, would you cry and pee your pants?
Part of me wants to say yes. Part of me wants to say no.
All right. I mean, just be honest about it.
His tear ducts and his bladder said yes.
No, I mean, I wouldn't cry as bad as Mike here would. I'd probably scream a little bit. But Mike would go right to the tears.
I like, yeah, I guess so. No, but I like emotionless Bruce Wayne. I like the kid from Gotham. Don't you? I mean,
what's that called? Being a sociopath.
That kid was cool.
Yeah, he's
that kid was
a bit
cool.
of a sociopath.
Yeah, I think Batman should be a sociopath.
I'm just saying he's a bit of a sociopath. Yeah, I mean, likely. I mean, he suffered from PTSD as a child. He's probably going to have some emotional issues that he's got to deal with. Just having Joe regular, well-adjusted kid, that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like he's super wealthy. His parents died in front of him. His whole world has crashed in, and he's not going to cry over bats. And he's not going to pee his pants. Like, that kid does not grow up to be Batman. A kid that pees his pants over bats does not grow up to be Batman. He doesn't. It's a neat idea. Oh, it was the thing I was most afraid of. No, the thing you're most afraid of is bullets hitting your parents. It's not bats. It's not. And, the thing about, it's not like that would be your childhood trauma. You would be Bullet Man. You wouldn't be Batman. Bats don't scare you. You just saw your parents ripped to shreds in an alleyway by some weirdo criminal named Joe Chill with bullets.
Is that...
You don't pee your pants over bats.
Is that Bullet Man's actual origin?
Is there a Bullet Man?
Yeah. He's got like a sharp, pointy bullet.
I want to do the origin of Bullet Man. I want to have him sitting in his den. Somebody just shoots through his window.
It's like Bullet Man and Bullet Girl.
Father, I shall become a bullet. That'd be the shit. I'm into it. Mike, you are a genius.
I need a giant gun.
That's excellent. Yeah, Bullet Man. Why? Why is he Bullet Man? Well, because that's what he's most afraid of, and you can't argue with that. Like, I think I'm probably most afraid of bullets too. Not bats. Not so much bats at that point. So yeah, I don't like that kid. But other than that, the other thing that I don't like about Christopher Nolan's movies is first of all, get Katie Holmes out of here. I think I might actually. I've never said anything like this before, Mike. I'm going to say it. I would never hit a woman. Okay? I would never hit a woman, ever. If I were married to Katie Holmes.
Don't even.
You know where I'm going with this. That's right. I would.
Hey, you know what? The only thing worse you could do is cast Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Well, that's next. Hold on, that's next. I would become a different man if I were married to Katie Holmes.
Yeah, you jump on couches on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Yeah, I'm in love. All right. She would have to be like, she would drive me insane with that smirk. She would drive me absolutely insane. I couldn't take it, Mike. Maybe
so you were not a big Dawson's Creek fan.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't a big Dawson's Creek fan, and there are many reasons for that. One of which is Lawrence Kasdan's stupid son, who wrote Solo: A Soy Wars Story. He wrote Dawson's Creek. He wrote 3 episodes of Dawson's Creek, and then boom, that's enough experience for him to write Star Wars. No wonder it bombed, Mike. No wonder. So you're talking. So now we're talking about 2 things. We're talking about that Kasdan kid, who, by the way, looks like a young Jerry Lewis. He looks like he has problems. He looks like he's developmentally disabled of some, and then we're talking about Katie Holmes. What's another reason why I hate Dawson's Creek? Just name them. I'm sure
I don't know. I never watched it. Did you watch it?
I watched every episode. Never missed it.
I've never seen it.
No, you're
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Nasser, could you be married? Could you be in a committed relationship with Katie Holmes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Depends on the definition of committed.
Yes, because if I say no, it's never going to happen with me and anybody else at this point.
Well, at that point.
Nasser, I don't know why you say things like this. Are you an incel? Be honest.
I'm not quite sure what incel even means.
Well, it means involuntarily celibate, which means that you wouldn't be celibate if you had the option to be celibate, to be sexually active.
Okay, I'm not an incel.
You're celibate by choice.
Now I'm getting confused.
Do you choose to be celibate? You are currently celibate.
Nasser, let me put it this way. I don't want to ask you any personal questions, but here's what I do want to suggest to you. If you are able to curb your sexual activity until February, you could join the war campaign and their Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge. They have committed to offer no physical pleasure to any woman until Rainbow Brute until the campaign starts. They're saying until it ships, which is brutal. But I'm just saying until the campaign starts around February. So the Rainbow. So there's a whole group of people that are a part of this community that have decided that they are not going to have sex. They're not going to pleasure women, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nasser could do that standing on his head.
Nasser, could you commit right now to not giving any women any pleasure at all?
100%.
Yes.
Until Rainbow Brute comes out.
Yes, I can commit to that.
All right. Fantastic. Some people are saying, please stop. Some people don't like this. They're not enjoying that. No, dude, nobody can do it. Nobody can. All right, fine. Would it be voluntary celibacy? Yeah. It's not incel, really.
Yeah,
it's not incel. Nasser commits to the brute oath. Fantastic. John Malin, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Ethan.
Hi.
Malin Militia.
It's good to see you.
Hello, John.
Oh, hello, Mike.
Yeah, so what the hell were we talking about before? We're talking about Batman Begins, John.
I thought we were going to make Nasser into like the ultimate war campaigner.
Nasser could do it. Nasser could hang with those guys.
Not only can he hang, he can put them to shame. Yeah. What are they going to do when Nasser Rabadi comes for them?
What are you going to do, Nasser? I mean, what are they going to do? I don't know.
They're going to bow their heads.
Nasser is a very good arguer on Twitter, by the way. Very, very good. A lot of people don't realize that Nasser is a good debater. Very, very good debater.
Yeah, he's a master debater.
Yeah.
I knew somebody was going to say that, but I didn't mean that at all. I meant that he actually is. And when Nasser goes after you, he does remind me a little bit of an early your boy Zach. Your boy Zach in the old days used to get into political arguments with people. And like I said, he was like a pit bull. He was a dog with a bone. He had a point, and he wasn't going to let you slide on it. Like if you tried to kind of weasel out of his point, he wasn't going to let you do that until you concede. And I see a lot of that in Nasser. Nasser insists on just being like, look, acknowledge my point, acknowledge my truth. And I admire him for that.
Thanks for that compliment.
Well, it was sincere. I really did mean it. I think you are an incredible debater and a good guy.
Hail Caesar.
Everyone loves Nasser except Mike.
Now, what is the problem there? Why, Mike, do you have a problem with Nasser?
I think I'm Mike's favorite, to be honest.
I have a great deal of fun with Nasser.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm teaching him behind the scenes. I'm teaching him to be a real boy.
All right, so I want to look at two Indiegogo campaigns and just see how they're going. Now, both of Nasser, you have Brutus. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to look at 3. Hold on. Brutus the Badass.
Brutas.
How's this look, by the way? Is Donald putting up new pages?
Yes, and they're turning out way better than I ever pictured them in my head. His art is incredible. It's insane, really, how these pages are turning out.
Donald's really good. You know, he said, hey, you know, if you want another artist to do Rainbow Brute, you know, other than you, why not hit me up? And I just thought, you know, Donald is the kind of artist, honestly, that, yeah, like he could do it. And I see a lot of people drawing Rainbow Brute and they don't quite get him right. But Donald has this kind of crazy, exaggerated, like he could do the kind of drunken barbarian fairy dwarf that is Rainbow Brute. I think he could actually pull it off. Most people that draw him, they think he's really tall. I see all these like barbarian, like super tall, like 7 foot, like Conan the Barbarian versions of Rainbow Brute. Oh, he's a little dwarf. He's not, you know, he's not a big guy. He's little. He's only like 6 inches tall.
So what's his build? Is he stocky or is he like muscle man build? What's his build?
Well, I mean, I've shown the, you know, the original character design of him a lot of times, but I mean, he's wider across the shoulders than he is tall. You know, he's built. I don't want to say he's built like
Savage Dragon.
No! Yeah, it's not even like that because his head is big too. You know what I mean? He's got. I mean,
like, if you remember all the old like Danzig videos, they made him look like he was 7 feet tall, and they just shot him from the right angle because that dude's freaking like this on me.
Yeah,
and I'm not tall. Like,
yeah, I don't think it's like that though. I think it's like I'm trying to think of an action figure that he would resemble. Yeah. I should draw him. Like that. Mike, have you ever drawn Rainbow Brute?
I have not.
You drew him little in the
yeah. I mean, like
in the very controversial.
I drew an actual size.
yeah. Because I mean, you know, John Malin, the thing about Rainbow Brute is that he's 6 inches tall, but his horse is full sized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
he's riding, you know, when he's riding Waking Nightmare. By the way, I created another girthy stallion named Shitstorm. So there's Waking Nightmare, there's Shitstorm. I'm gonna have more girthy stallions, but don't worry. Whenever I say the name Shitstorm, it's gonna be edited out in the comic. Okay.
It should be spelled like Shih Tzu.
It could be
like Storm instead of Sue.
Yeah. My girthy stallions, like basically they're for guys. Like if John Malin had a horse.
Nice.
John Malin, what would you name your horse?
Oh boy. Black something.
Black something.
Black.
The Black Stallion.
Black.
All right, hey, RT Bear's here.
Hey guys.
Hey Art.
How you guys doing?
No, do not name your horse the Crying Game. That is not. That's not the right. I'm looking at the chat and seeing if any of them have ideas. I don't really know. I don't see any.
Black horse.
Yeah,
Black
I don't
Beauty.
think so.
Just Black Horse. Hey, Black Horse, come here. Very
Hey,
aptly described.
Hey,
No,
Mike.
listen. You've got to come up with names that are the most kick-ass like phrase that you can think of. Yeah. Llama Gigante brought back Napalm. Napalm is badass. That's right. We're gonna do that. So, Mike, your horse's name would be Nay, like Neigh. Napalm. What do you think of that?
Nay.
Mine's called Badass.
Badass.
Come here, Badass.
Yeah. There's some
Mine's
good
going on
names
adventure.
here.
Mine's called Charlie.
Charlie.
Pelvic Destroyer. That is awesome too. Pelvic
Charlie
Destroyer.
Charlie Horse. Come on.
Charlie Horse, get it?
Yeah, nobody got it.
Yeah, we got it. But no, that's not what we're looking for here. Yeah. So So John, he's really small. Like he's only 6 inches tall, but he rides a full-sized horse. And basically, all of these horses are, the most badass, muscular, kind of exaggerated, horses that you can draw. Like how my Little Ponies are super femmy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like those are, you could kick any one of those horses' asses. The My Little Ponies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Terrible.
They really are.
Destroyer, Black Destroyer.
Yeah, I don't like that. We want to do the opposite of that. We want our ponies or our horses to be like, like seriously, they would crush a My Little Pony under their hooves. Big, thick hooves, that just go when they hit the ground.
Like those Budweiser horses.
Yeah, Clydesdale.
Yeah, like I'm thinking Clydesdale, but like they're not Clydesdale. They're like Arabians, but they're built like Clydesdales.
Yeah, Arabians are thin. You need just a straight up war horse.
Yeah. No, but I mean they're not furry. You know what I mean? They're not they're not furry horses. They're not really hairy. They're muscular, but they're built thick.
Yeah,
they're thick THICC horses.
And THICK because they're.
John, could you do this? Could you help me with this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking up a horse right now.
Okay. What, you're looking up a horse? Like how to draw a horse?
No, a horse on steroids.
Big black horses.
Yeah.
Found a good example.
By the way, patriarchy is a great name for a horse. That's another one that we'll do.
Yeah.
The patriarchy.
Yeah, check out this horse.
Yeah. It's like a war horse.
Hold on a second. Let me.
That's a man's horse right there.
Yo, for real. That is exactly. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. I'm ruining everything here. John, where did that horse go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Look at that horse.
Yeah. Now, if it was black, that'd be my horse, and it'd be Black Death.
Now, picture that horse. Okay, but like it's breathing fire, and there's a 6-inch like midget riding the horse with a sword. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's Rainbow Brute. Like, that's what he should look like. Because he's just an action figure come to life.
Would he have a saddle, like a mini saddle?
He doesn't need a saddle.
Oh, that's right.
The mane.
That's right. The badass.
He would probably stand on it, and he'd hold on to the mane like. Like he's kind of like surfing it.
Yeah.
Ethan, there's an image you have to commission. You have to get Boris Vallejo to paint Rainbow Brew in the classic Conan pose with Smurfette wrapped around one leg and a pile of Smurf bodies at his feet.
I like that idea. Somebody has this idea for a name called Testiculon. These are some really manly names. I'm digging it. I'm absolutely digging it.
I'm gonna name mine Toxic Masculinity.
Dude, I like that too.
I can't wait to see that Testiculon, or I can't even say it on toy packaging.
Absolutely. Well, and they're all going to become toys. You know that. There's no way that when people hear My Girthy Stallion,
My Girthy Stallion.
It's definitely going to get sold. All right, let me read some of these super chats here. Thank you so much, everyone. Ian House says first super chat in a while. He's be back. Thanks, Ian. Ito Higuma says, "Have you fixed this yet? Fix it." Mupti says, "Do the Mickey voice in honor of him turning 90 years old." I did the Mickey voice in my new video. You can check it out. I just every time I do the Mickey voice, Andrea goes, "That's all I hear. I can hear it all the way upstairs." I have to shout the Mickey voice. Paladin ZX, thanks for $9.99. If I remember right, Sony is owned by the Japanese. They have strict rules about other countries buying their company, so I'd have to look that up again. Chip Monk says, "Breaking news: edited PG Deadpool coming Google." Michael Roth says, "Soon movie theaters will be Disney plexes." Paul Ulechi says, "Trump should trade them Fox for a Great Wall." Ian House says, "So is it Mike S or M Stanley?" Mike, do you have a ruling on that, or did Mike leave?
You want to talk real quick? Yeah.
You know what? He changed it to M. Stanley Miller in honor of Stanley, obviously. So his middle name has always been Stanley. He's always found that to be humiliating and degrading. But now he's proud of it. So he's going to play it up a little bit. And I think that's a fine thing. Anth1984 says, who gave Ben Affleck the Batman part? They should have tried getting what's his name. Okay, we read that one. Mr. X Alliance, thanks for $50. Please check out my 3-minute Cyberfrog fan animation. Oh, maybe we should show that. Let me see. Yeah, this guy did. It's not going to look that good, coming through here, but I'll show you anyway. We got a lot of very creative people here with Comicsgate fans. A lot of them.
How long is that?
It's just like 3 minutes, but it looks. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the super artsy, like animated short sequences that used to be in Sesame Street back in the 1970s. Wait, he's saying it's 3 minutes. It's only 23 seconds according to this. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to show you guys, and it's this is very intense. John, you're going to like this especially. I can tell. Nasser, you will too. Mike, you'll hate it. All right, let me see.
Cover your eyes, Mike.
Yeah. Art will like it. Critias will also like it, but Mike is the only one who. It's hard to please Mike.
Mike has frog envy.
He does. He does have frog envy. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. As you can see, Cyberfrog's running on the Comicsgate bridge, and they're all the look at the. There's Salamandroid.
No, yep.
He's stomping around. There's a Vespis, and here he goes. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
I love it.
Get him. Oh.
The enemy.
So that's it. Like that's how far he's gotten so far. This is good animation. Definitely dig it. Is this who we're talking about? Cassius Skyson. I hope I put the right animation up. I hope it. For all I know, it's not the right guy.
Yeah, it looks cool. Now it just needs some metal in there.
Well, he had some music. You couldn't hear it, but it was it was more like disco.
Need some kiss music in there.
Like Death Clock.
Yeah, that would be better. Or like what's that group the German group Sabaton. Sabaton would be good too.
I love those guys.
Yeah. Mega Jetty says EVS got a world building problem. My fictional Japanese district set between Santa Monica and downtown LA. Do I make it 1/3 of LA or just a few blocks? I'm gonna kick that one over to Critias. Critias, what's your answer there?
I really don't know. I guess I'm not a fan of LA, so I'll make it more Japanese, I guess.
All right. So should it be big? Should it be 1/3 of LA?
Yeah, it should be big. It should take majority of it.
Okay. So we're gonna go with
Japantown in LA is already a few blocks. So.
Yeah. Donut Swan says, Hail Caesar, I'm thinking about taking the Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge. Does it prohibit doing werewolf stuff with your fellow Praetorians? I think it does. I think, honestly, I'm going to take that question 100% seriously because I know you meant it. Yes, it does. You're not allowed to pleasure another human being. As they've said, and this hasn't been me, other people have said this, no front hole, no back hole, no hole. So, just... yeah, you just have to kind of endure. And by the way, first of all, none of this was my idea. I don't support this in any way, but if you're going to do it, do it right. And the other thing is, there might be something to it. I think a warrior should probably preserve his seed, his essence, and not spill it, not waste it. If you're, no hole. I said no hole, no face hole. I didn't even want to have to say that. No. Oh, God. The world is falling apart, Mike. You know that? Now more than ever, hang on to your faith.
Come on.
What's up, guys?
Yo. Oh, Andrew's here. Andrew Herrera?
Yeah, all this whole talk got me. I had to say something.
Yeah. What do you think of this Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge, by the way? It's controversial.
I think it's honorable and really hard. So if anybody can do it, they should do it.
Well, I got something to say about that.
Really hard.
I am not touching that with the tentacle.
It's not honorable for NASA though.
It's honorable. It's for Caesar. That's why.
Right, but not for NASA. It's not honorable for NASA because NASA's been doing this since he was born. NASA's goal should be to get laid before Rainbow
Well,
Brute
he has
comes
no
out.
choice, I guess.
He's a warrior.
He has
a
no
war-
choice.
You know, I told Andrea about this. I explained what these clowns were doing, and she said, don't be surprised when their wives start talking to other dudes. And I went, there you go. That's a woman's perspective. That's a woman's perspective. So, you know, you're going to have to. Ro talked about this, and he said something like, first of all, Ro blew it. I watched a little bit of his latest stream. He did accidentally make love to his wife, according to him. So he
the
had
stream that was on before this one.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. Whatever. I got a little notification that there was a stream, and I watched a little bit of it while I was drawing.
You would have noticed me on it.
You weren't on it.
Yes,
you were on it.
Yeah.
He said 2 times he did it. He lost. He gave in twice.
And Andrew was on it, actually. Andrew was on the stream that I was watching.
So Caesar forgives him.
Yeah.
Well, I love being on that show. I'm just like, hail Caesar. It's just funny. It's just
those guys are a trip. I don't know. They're great, but I don't support any of this. However, I do feel like it's probably like if you're a real warrior, yeah, you know, you want to kind of stay angry. You know, like, do you think celibacy kind of? I don't know, man. It gives you the eye of the tiger.
You know,
let's ask Nasser. Let's see what Nasser says. Nasser, do you have the eye of the tiger right now?
Nasser's the sage of celibacy.
I feel like, like it keeps you angry. Nasser, can you confirm or deny any of this? Does it make you angry?
I'm always angry.
Yeah.
Some MMA fighters, they don't like to snooky before fights.
Yeah.
Boxers too. I think that goes back a long time.
That was in Raging Bull. You know, you weren't allowed to. You couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't consummate. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. But in any case, I think it's good if they want to do that. Then they should be doing that. It's just fine.
Is there a penalty if they do it?
Clearly not.
There needs to be a penalty.
If there's a penalty, they take it much more seriously. Self-flagellation.
No. Penalty 2 extra weeks.
Yeah, there you go. If yes, you gotta give a penalty if they fail.
I don't want to, because I don't want to be responsible for this. I feel bad for their wives. I feel bad for their women. Like I don't want to say, yeah, this is a good idea. I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't support this. I think this is a bad idea for I don't know, on a bunch of different levels. However, if this is only about becoming a warrior, then I understand it. And once you've committed to it, I think you should follow through. Follow through with that. If you're going to commit to it, do it. But it doesn't mean I'm supporting it. Doesn't mean I'm saying that you should in any way go ahead with being celibate. Part of being a human being is expressing love for other human beings around you. Right? I mean, the women,
especially the women,
the werewolves.
No,
the werewolves. I don't know. It just seems like a bad thing. Yeah. Jude Vanellian says, "Do not ship them Rainbow Brute if they give in." Yeah. So if you give in, there will be no Rainbow Brute.
Hey, Mike.
John Whalen wants to know, what nonsense are we talking about? John, do you want to explain it real quick? Like, no, not John. Andrew Huerta. Will you explain what's going on here?
I don't know all the details, but apparently, isn't the goal to not sleep or have any sexual relations until Rainbow Brute comes out?
Until the campaign comes out.
Okay.
No. Yeah, until that's like February.
That could be who knows? Like 4 months. I mean, how long?
I don't know. I'm saying February, but maybe I'll change my mind and I'll push it back to April. You don't know.
The summer
could be the summer.
Could be funny.
Well, I'm not doing it to be funny. Like, it would be like, here's the thing. I would do it just based on market factors and other reasons. I wouldn't do it just to, just to F with the war campaign. I wouldn't do that. Dr. Fantastic says, I disavow this. This whole conversation is making Dr. Fantastic angry, and ordinarily he's a fan. Dr. Fantastic, would you like to explain why you're angry about the celibacy challenge? P.S. Melter says, does fapping count? I make no judgment. That's between you and God. I can't. You know, I don't. You know,
I feel like that would be cheating.
Yeah, you know, is it cheating? I mean, the whole thing is about not. Well, maybe it is cheating.
Because like you need the anger comes from not, you know.
Right.
This is
Dr.
so
Fantastic
surreal.
explains. He says, "I love the booty." That's why he's angry about this. So thank you for letting me know, Dr. Fantastic. I was concerned. I thought that you hated this on some other moral ground, but no, you find it inconvenient because you love the booty. Well, they all love the booty, Dr. Fantastic. That doesn't make you any different than any of these other people. They all love the booty, but they're sacrificing it.
No, I'm with Dr. Fantastic on that. Forget sacrificing.
No different than any other werewolf.
All right,
Someone says, do wet dreams count?
I think they're an end result. Anth 1984 says Tom Cruise already beat her ass, Ethan LMAO. So I don't know if he did that. Did Tom Cruise ever hit Katie Holmes? Do you guys know about that? Do you read the supermarket tabloids?
I do not.
If you have information, I can't picture Tom Cruise ever hitting anyone, honestly. Patient Zero says, Ethan, you should check out the CBR list of potential Wolverines. They don't have my top prospect, Jason Clark from Zero Dark 30. He's 6'1", but gotta settle. Jason Clark from. Do you guys know who that is?
Gosh, the one freaking thing you have to do is get someone who's short.
Why?
Why is it that hard? Because that's his thing. He's the short scrapper that is so integral to his person as a character. It's like, I freaking hated watching him be taller than Colossus and doing the fastball special. It was like the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
Who's Jason Clark?
Well, I'm looking at Jason Clark now, and I don't think this is who the guy means at all. He said from Zero Dark 30, I know this guy from a show called Brotherhood on Showtime, and I no human being would ever suggest that this dude be Wolverine.
No way. What?
Yeah, I mean, you know this guy, right? You've seen him.
Yeah, he played Teddy Kennedy in that Chappaquiddick.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
I have one pick for Wolverine. I know it would never happen, but I think Joe Rogan would be like the best Wolverine.
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
By the way, yeah, this is that was who he was talking about. He was talking about this guy. This is the guy from Zero Dark 30. So that was who he was referring to. I don't think so. No,
that's John Connor.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's short. He's thick. He's got real anger issues.
All right, well, this is a little better. Hang on a second. Let's get him up on the screen here, and you guys could decide. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have thought of this. I mostly think of him as kind of a comedian, but here's Joe Rogan.
They need to get a younger guy, I think.
I'm not sure because Wolverine's really old. Look how pissed off Joe Rogan is in the vegetable department. Like, I've been angry buying produce before, but this dude is pissed off, like buying carrots, man.
And he knows how to fight, so it's like I don't know. It's not much. He doesn't have to stretch too much.
Yeah, I think Wolverine should perpetually look like he's 40, but you do have to get a younger guy if he's going to play the role for 15 years.
Is that Joe Rogan? Like, that's Joe Rogan's build?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You can do it, I guess. I don't know. I see the whole, this whole thing on his face, this fat nose he's got. I could see him as Wolverine.
Yeah.
And like they said, he can fight, so wouldn't be a stretch.
Here he is with more hair. All right. So you can... I don't know.
Got kind of a round face.
Yeah,
No,
I'm kind of.
I don't see it.
All right, Clint Eastwood's kid. Someone says, son of Clint Eastwood. What's his name?
Too skinny, Scott.
Too good looking.
Scott Eastwood. He's too good looking. Hold on a second here. I don't know why you say that.
I think Wolverine should be a little on the.
Oh yeah. This guy. First of all, I hate to say this because he's Clint Eastwood's kid. And this is nothing against him, but he's a little too soy for Wolverine, and I mean that with respect. Like, this guy's a good looking guy. He doesn't. That's not Wolverine.
He'd be Cyclops, a good Cyclops.
Yeah, he could play any of the other more pretty boy roles in the X-Men, but I see him
Angel.
playing
He
James.
could play
Dean.
Angel. He could play a great Angel.
He could play Bobby Drake.
He could play me in the Comicsgate movie.
The contemporary Bobby Drake.
Everyone is saying Idris Elba. Yeah, Idris. Yeah, everybody wants Idris for everything.
Soyverine.
A Flash. He could
Peter
play a
Dinklage.
Flash.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah, that would solve everyone's problems.
What was the Alpha Flight character? The dwarf?
Puck.
Yeah, get him. With the big P on his chest.
Yeah.
What about the Jon Snow?
Who? The guy who plays Jon Snow?
Kit Harington.
No.
No, the kid that played Rob Stark though. If he beat
Jon Snow would have to get jacked.
No, look at
he
Rob
would get
Stark.
jacked.
Look at he's got those deep set eyes. I think he could play. I
Hey.
think he's a little older. He's in what's that show? Another show now. I forget. I just watched it the other night.
You know, no matter what though, when we first heard about Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, I was like, no, what the fuck? And then he did okay. Like he became Wolverine. But the problem is, here's the thing about it. You know, Wolverine, he kind of dragged Wolverine to, you know, in people's minds to looking more like him. It's not like he looked more like Wolverine. Wolverine just became him.
They got a picture of Scott Eastwood as Wolverine.
Scott Eastwood, they're gonna do that, really?
No, somebody did a mock-up picture and it looks pretty good.
Hey, Donald Delays here. How you doing, Donald?
How you doing, Donald?
I'm good. How's everybody else doing?
What up?
I hate Donald.
I don't think you hate Donald. He's drawing your comic book and he's doing a good job. Donald, by the way, we were talking about you earlier, Donald, when it comes to Rainbow Brute, you know.
Good things or bad things? What did I do?
Good things. Oh, look. All right, so here's hold on one second. John Malin's got Rob Stark. He's pitching this as Wolverine, more or less.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, I mean.
I agree. Malin Militia.
Telling you, you put him on some weights, and he's going to be perfect.
I see it.
You can ugly him up too, guys. Just use a little bit of makeup.
He's too pretty.
Critis has Scott Eastwood as Wolverine here.
You
got to
ugly
give that
him
a second
up.
look.
You could ugly him up a bit.
Thank you.
I think Hollywood would love the Eastwood kid.
I got to admit, that looks good. I like the hair, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Cyclops cosplaying.
You think so? No, I don't really. By the way, this is what my back looks like right now. I gotta go get it waxed.
Dang.
It's all the way up the neck.
Yeah. You know, it's awful because it's like blonde. You know, it's like furry and blonde.
So can you go? How you say it? Cash yourself a Wolverine?
Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, you know, I think I could. I think I could pull off Wolverine. Sure. Yeah. No support from my friends at all.
You got a sticker from me.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I gotta get my back waxed. I gotta do that. You know, I like to make Asian women rub hot wax all over my back, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good, man. It's a good afternoon. I could play Alpha Flight Sasquatch, says Tube Socks. Yeah, probably. All right. So you know what? Out of everyone, I gotta say, I am closest to Scott Eastwood at this point, and I didn't think I could be convinced of that, but that picture convinced me.
Yeah. This is the Rob Stark.
Yeah, no. Show him again. Hold on.
What about the guy that was Dread or what's his face in Thor Ragnarok?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Nobody wants to talk about the back wax. You're right. Carl Urban. Let's see Carl Urban as Wolverine. Are people doing mock-ups of all this?
Probably.
Yeah,
Urban's he's a little overused right now.
I think he's
mom is a
too
little
big.
overused.
He played Dredd, and then he's in the Star Trek franchise.
I think he's too tall.
Wow, he was in 2 movies.
Yeah, but you know what happens? Like as soon as somebody
That's where he
becomes
is, man.
as soon as somebody becomes a superhero, like in one superhero movie, they cast him for everything. Like there's this kind of bland superhero face. If one actor's got it, they want him for everything. And it is a weird thing. By the way, somebody did fan art, and they twisted Robert Downey Jr. and Mike's twitching. they twisted Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Affleck around. So let me show you this real quick here. I think you'll dig this. This is Tony Stark here. This is Robert Downey Jr. as Batman. I mean, that looks badass, right?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and then here's Ben Affleck as Iron Man. Look, what this proves to me is that Ben Affleck just looks like Ben Affleck no matter what, and Robert Downey Jr. can do anything. I mean,
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
That's probably him from Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. I think so. With the
Let's just go
scratches.
back in time and get a young Glenn Danzig to do Wolverine.
He would have loved that.
Probably
Who would've
can't
loved that?
act for crap.
He wanted to do that.
He can't act though, can he?
I don't think so.
How much acting do you need to do to growl and scream?
I'd like to see you do it, Donald.
Batista. If Batista can act, a lot of people, I think, can probably get away with it.
Yeah. So what the chat likes, the chat says he looks like Dracula. F. Affleck, it's better than the Jays movie. Junior looks like a Joker to me. He looks like Joker there to you. Iron Affleck.
How about
Nicolas
Marky Mark?
As what?
Wolverine.
No, really?
I love Mark Wahlberg, man.
I like him
Not
too.
Mark Wahlberg.
I like him too, but I don't think he's Wolverine. Just he's built though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Wolverine. All right. Let's see. Anthony Malpica. Hey, thanks, Critias. Everyone, please go check out and back the infamous Detective Dead on Indiegogo. Thanks. EVS, did you eat the pies from earlier? Be honest. No, I didn't. I didn't buy any of them. We went out shopping because my dad's coming here tomorrow, and of course there will be a holiday live stream. My dad will be here. My dad's name is Holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be a part of the show. But I looked at the pies and I said, yeah, we could stock up on pies. And Andrea said, for what? Thanksgiving? And I went, yeah. She said, Thanksgiving is Thursday. You want to buy a pie now for Thursday? And I said, no, I guess not. She said, okay, we'll just come back Wednesday and get pies, Ethan. There'll be new pies there. I'm like, all right. So I didn't get any pies. All right, Andrea pie cucked me again. It's what she always does. Whenever, if I buy a pie, it's because I'm alone. I go out to the supermarket by myself. I come home with pie. Andrea, if she is there, I do not get a pie. Doesn't happen. Every single time she cucks me with the pie. She's like, nope, you don't need that. And then she'll pat my stomach. Well, I don't need it. Comic book ASMR Tis says Stilk and Metal Tim #1 is out. Order it on Rising Sun Comics website store, both physical and digital. Follow at Costas7911 for more. Critias says it's easy for Nasser. The challenge should be for Nasser to get laid before Rainbow Brew comes out. Yeah, honestly, Nasser is a handsome guy, and I think there are probably a lot of women in the audience who would like to date Nasser. If there are, ladies, if you're watching this now, there are 1,247 people in here. That means about 3 of them are female. If you are interested in dating Nasser, getting to know Nasser, let me know. I'll see if I can introduce you. We could have a little bit of a love connection, kind of. What do you think, Nasser?
Sure, and my Twitter DMs are open too if they want to come right to me.
Oh boy.
Here's what I would like. No, they don't. They want to come to me, ladies. I would like to do an episode of the Love Connection with you and Nasser. What I would like you to do, if I can get 3 ladies, boy, am I dreaming.
You're getting into some legal issues here.
No, I don't think so. I would like to play. Comicsgate girl is here. She says female here. LOL. Yeah. See, this is the thing.
Oh, there goes Nasser. He turned his camera on.
Oh, here we go.
Let people see.
I'm not going to have it on for long.
Let people see what's up. Yeah. So, if you are interested in dating Nasser, I would like to get 3 girls together and then do the Love Connection, where you can ask Nasser questions.
The dating game.
Was it the dating game? What was Love
Yeah.
Connection?
Oh my god.
No, it's the same thing.
Gojirify says catfish Nasser.
Evia, before you get them on the show, make sure they're not men, act like women.
No, well, they would have to. You would hear their voices. You know,
Right.
maybe you would see them. I don't. No, you can't. Well, no, Nasser can't choose based on looks. He has to choose based on personality.
Right.
You know.
Well, you
So-
keep the camera off and keep the reveal.
Right.
CB4 Public Enemy Steel says cringe. So he doesn't like the idea. That's so
Wow.
funny. On Twitter, he responds to everything I say with the same meme over and over again. No, I would like to get, and it's that meme of the black guy rolling his eyes, going, "Oh, okay," like that meme that you've seen over and over again. That guy is hilarious. All right, no, look, here's the thing: we get 3 women, and Nasser is going to ask them questions about themselves, and they'll all get a chance to answer. And then Nasser is going to choose the woman that he likes best. Now, that doesn't mean that you're obligated to date Nasser afterwards. All it really means is that Nasser thinks you're the hottest. So I don't know. It's probably safe to do.
Art, is your daughter going to be on this?
Oh my gosh.
That is so effed up, dude. That is so effed up.
Oh man.
Hugh Hoyland says Ethan's going to set Nasser up with a 42-year-old fat guy who's been pretending to be a hot 22-year-old blonde. What happens?
As long as he has a hot voice.
Yeah. No, we'll be able to see. I mean, this is the plan. The plan is that the plan is that we'll be able to see the ladies. Nasser will not. Okay. So if anyone's interested in that, I think it would be cool. I think it would be fun. The Nasser dating game. Is it the dating game or Love Connection?
I think it's the dating game. I think the
dating
Love
game-
Connection was the one where you had couples that had to know what each other was going to say.
It's the Caps connection.
Triton1 says Nasser will be a werewolf after this.
He's gonna play catch.
Prettiest, will you look that up? Will you figure out is it the dating game or is it Love Connection
It's the
where
Chuck
Nasser
Woolery,
chooses?
Chuck Woolery, man, that was the dating game.
Oh, and
No,
and,
they're saying Love Connection. Chuck
You know-
will. No,
hey,
that's
hey,
good.
Mike.
it's 50-50. No,
Mike, somebody told me to ask you about female werewolves.
All right, look. By the way, Razdoc says that's the Newlywed Game, Mike.
It's like the Love
so-
connection.
Oh, is it? Well, what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hell is
yeah.
the Love Connection?
Chuck Woolery was the Love Connection.
They got people
was
sitting
it?
down and they got like people show up on a TV screen introducing themselves.
But
Well,
it
the
could have been
dating
the dating
you had,
game.
You had the one dude on the side and then the 3 chicks behind the thing.
Or vice versa,
the
or
other-
3
or vice
dudes and
versa,
1
yeah.
chick.
Yeah.
It was usually 3 dudes and 1 chick because they get 1 hot chick and then they'd get like 2 normal people and then they'd get like some weirdo.
That was the
there as
dating
well.
game. The dating game.
Yeah.
That was the dating game.
Right.
All right, that's what I want to do with Nasser. So except I want to have 3 women. And by the way, we don't care. Like we're not interested in only getting perfect 10s. Well, yes, we are. We only want perfect 10s for Nasser. Do we want perfect 10s for Nasser?
Yes.
No.
I think so.
I don't like the
Only
looks
the
of these
best.
smiles.
Oops, sorry.
Somebody's watching my videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep going here. If we can get this to happen, I think that we should 3 who identify as a woman. Yes, as long as you identify as a woman. That's what's important. This is the current year. So as long as you identify as a woman, you're good. All right, so Mike Jenkins says Nasser is not getting none in 19. Nasser not getting none in 19. I don't know about that. I think he probably will. I don't see the problem with Nasser. Anthony 1984 Trey says, I haven't been in your live chats in a month. Ethan, do you still have the deaf guy doing the coloring? The deaf guy, Kyle Ritter. Yes, he's pretty good. I don't remember his name. Yes, that is Kyle Ritter, and he is. Gateway into Comics says, hey everyone, I'm a lifelong writer, and my vids are all about my process of writing great comics with full and rounded characters. I scorch comics with a flamethrower too. Check out my stuff. That's Gateway into Comics. Go subscribe to Gateway into Comics to watch him light bad comics on fire, literally with the flamethrower. He's got a flamethrower. I mean, that's
How
the thing
many
that
people have a flamethrower? That's crazy.
not
Yeah.
many. By the way, hi Cecil, how are you?
Hello.
Press C
What's
for
up, Cecil?
Cecil.
If I may interject as to the panel of women for Nasser, instead of getting 3 10s, maybe if we just could get them all to add up to a 10, like maybe
Add
two,
up to a 10.
2 3s and a 4.
That'll do
That
it.
works.
And then we could definitely swing that.
That seems easier to me, Cecil. Thank you for making my life easier. I think we could do that. So we've got, like I said, we've got almost 1,200 people watching right now. I'm sure we've got at least 3, maybe 4 women. If 3 of those women or people who identify as women want to, want to be a part of this, let me know. We will make this happen. I will absolutely do Nasser, the dating game, if you guys are up for it, and it'll make a great show.
It'll be
Be
fun.
good. Dr. Fantastic says Cecil gets me. Yeah. Dr. Fantastic has been sketchy about tonight's show. He's not sure if he likes it, but when Cecil came in, he changed his mind.
Right.
He likes that. He likes
Winning
Cecil.
hearts and minds.
You've already won them. So Critias says mine would be called Blue Balls. That's the name of his girthy stallion. Benjamin Random says the saddest thing about My Little Pony is that it had a sense of adventure in the earlier seasons. Then they changed the writing team, and it's nothing but wimpy leftist. Everything else is wrong politics. Are you serious, dude? I don't know what to say. My Little Pony, another franchise taken over by the SJWs. Another franchise.
Stop watching My Little Pony if you don't.
Exactly.
Okay? I've watched that show with my nieces, okay? I look at these lunatics who are bronies, and I go, it's like, oh, they forgot my birthday, but no, at the end it turned out they were planning a surprise party. Yay, we're all friends. What fucking grown man is looking at this and going, what in this is for me? Like,
Well, Critias watches it.
Critias, do you watch My Little Pony?
No, I know all of them because I got 3 daughters.
Yeah, that's the only possible reason. A single grown man watching that is should have a lobotomy.
Well, I mean, to each their own. I don't want to say anything like that, but I like the idea that it used to be good and then politics crept in. Like, that is funny. That amuses me. But I've met a lot of bronies. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the appeal of My Little Pony for men.
I think it's a little weird.
It's a show for slow 7-year-old girls.
It's very weird. Have you ever seen that documentary, Bronies?
No.
I watched that. It was very creepy.
Yeah, I've watched enough Medicare videos though. It's like bronies are kind of respectable furries, kind of. I think like it's the same kind of community, but I think both of them would take offense to that. So
it's like being a respectable psychopath.
Oh,
a respectable furry. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, let's just point out that I started out this show talking about how much I like Sesame Street. So I'm not,
And how many episodes would you, if you weren't watching it with your 2-year-old daughter, how much time would you spend watching Sesame Street?
Zero time. But I mean, I do recognize that Sesame Street is good, and I also do see the leftist politics in Sesame Street. But I've always seen the leftist politics in Sesame Street. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's always been there. It's just more pronounced and more annoying now. I guess you could see I saw the leftist politics in Muppet Babies, and I'm telling you, the SJWs still are giving me grief about that. That stupid penguin character that they added to Muppet Babies. It's like they're describing in the opening sequence. Watch the opening sequence of Muppet Babies, and they're introducing all of these classic characters that Jim Henson created, and they're just like, each of them has to give their who they are in like a couple of words, and of course they all can do it. And then it's like this Summer, the purple penguin goes, Summer likes to paint. It's like, screw you, that's not a personality. The penguin, Summer the penguin, has no goddamn personality. She's not a real character. She's not a Jim Henson character. Like, the thing about Jim Henson characters is that they're all mentally ill in some way, and that's what's lovable about them. Every one of them is effed up. And they won't do that in this day and age. They won't make these.
Yeah, the one Gonzo guy wanted to fuck a chicken.
Yeah, of course. Fozzie Bear is like, he's a delusional moron who thinks he's funny, like he's an annoying comedian. Like Kermit is like, what is Kermit? Kermit is like this. First of all, what would you call Kermit? I want to call him Wimpy. His whole thing with Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is this like obese, gluttonous former movie star, narcissist. Like they all have very distinct personalities. Kermit's very sweet and he's easily victimized.
Kermit is browbeaten by Miss Piggy. He's like,
yeah, passive. That's the word that we're
it's an
looking for.
abusive relationship.
Yeah. But they're all like, they all have these distinctive personalities, and you can all kind of describe. None of their personality qualities are good. Like they all have terrible personality flaws, but still they're lovable somehow, and that's the magic of Jim Henson. And so when these SJWs take over Muppet Babies and they try to create a new character, ostensibly something that Jim Henson would have come up with, they come up with Summer the Penguin, and she's shit. And how do I know? Because I watched the show with my daughter, and it's like, why are you watching these kid shows, and why does it matter? They're all kid shows, but the thing is, it's like, this is what I do for a living. You know, it's an adjunct to what I do for a living. I work in creative, fiction in this kind of way. And it's like, I can picture myself working on the Muppet Babies. In fact, a lot of my friends are working on that show. And then sitting around a round table with a bunch of dunderheads trying to create a new character. We need another female. And then coming up with the most bland, what's that Simpsons skit where they come up with they're trying to come up with the coolest cartoon character ever. Poochie the dog.
Yeah.
It's that situation, and it drives me insane. And is it a big deal? No, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But it does underscore the fact that wherever SJWs go, they have zero creativity because they're afraid of being criticized. If they couldn't come up with like a Muppet that actually had a real personality because they're afraid that people would say you're cruel, you're being rude, you're a bigot or something like that. So what you get instead of Summer.
If I can just point out, Kermit is different things to different people because Zach actually used him as his model of bravery. And that's a dude, Zach has been a wartime machine gunner. And he said in his head, he always looked back to the scene where Kermit had to go face the guy in a gunfight and he knew he was going to lose, but he still went out there and did it. And
what is this, Kermit?
Yeah, he said he would. Yeah, in the Muppet movie, they had like a cowboy scene where he had to go walk out and
why is Zach so dumb? That's from they just
Did he really say this?
He honestly did say that. Can anybody in the chat back me up? This wasn't like a fever dream or something I had.
I heard him say that once.
You did? Yeah.
So Zach takes the Muppets doing a riff on High Noon, and instead of taking Gary Cooper as his hero like normal people do, he takes Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
I gotta yell at him. I gotta yell at him again. I haven't yelled at him all day. Jesus.
It ain't being green.
But like I would say, he's arguably the bravest of us all. He's enlisted during war, and he used Kermit as his.
Yeah, but he could have used Gary Cooper. Every president talks about High Noon and how Gary Cooper stood alone. He knew he was going to die, and that's I got it. Yeah, quote, why is Zach so dumb, EVS? Yeah, absolutely, and let him know. How dare he? All right, so Kermit the Frog is Zach's hero. He's kind of my hero too, in that I think I think the thing about Kermit is he is passive, he's sweet, he has a good heart, and he reports the news just like me. So
I like him too. I'm kind of I always end up with a pig. So
that took me a second.
Hey, it was Sam the Eagle that reported the news.
Yeah, no, Kermit does. Remember, he would be on Kermit was on Sesame Street. He was a crossover character.
Oh,
and he would do Newsflash. Yeah, and he'd be dressed in a trench coat.
Oh yeah,
fedora. And he didn't report the news very well, but he did. He did try his best. He's a little Green Dan Rather. All right, let me read some more of these super chats. Kermit is my hero. JM, WC, war campaign should pledge to be celibate until Nasser is not celibate. Okay. Gilly writes comics and stuff, says, EVS, I'll take on the Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge if you'll get me on my show to talk Lair. I'll keep my wife away. I swear, Scout's honor, my word is my bond. I am the tiger. When's your book out, LOL? Okay. Mega Jetty says, did you miss my earlier super chat or did I miss it? Mega Jetty, I think I read it. Let me just scroll back and just look, make sure. Yeah, okay, we read it. That's your world building problem. So we did read that, and we're saying it should take up 1/3. Malin's got a werewolf crush on him, says Gojirify. Gojirify also says no front hole, no back hole, but what about the Malin hole? Malin, what? Yeah, that's
Malin militia.
John's not going to respond to that.
A lot of holes there.
Okay. Go Jurify says EVS is Dad Vereen. Effin Craig says Toe Thumberine. What? Zachary Shields, thanks for $20. Hey, EVS, check out our Indiegogo campaign for Bad Sushi Cannon. Bad Sushi Cannon? What? That sounds awesome. Hold on a second. Let me look that up. What do you think about this, guys? Is it time to bring on... Is it? You know what? Is it time to go full Comicsgate again and then start doing more promotion of these comics or not?
Yes.
It is.
That sushi cannon sounds like the day after you eat sushi from a gas station.
Let's take a look at it. I've never done this before. Just like instantly look at someone's Indiegogo campaign without having previewed it first. But I'll look. Bad Sushi Cannon graphic novel. Simon Mitchell lives in Cedar Rapids, United States. That's yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let's look at the art. What in the world is going on here?
That looks cool.
Is that dude chained up to oh, there's a all right.
I don't know.
It looks like fun. It looks like fun. It
looks pretty wacky.
Yeah, it does. It does look pretty wacky. Very detailed artwork. Very cool. 170 pages of his comic book series. 170 pages.
Wow.
Oh, it must have been a webcomic.
Oh, it was a webcomic, and they're going to put it out?
I'm assuming it was a webcomic. I mean, dude, how do you get 170 pages into something?
Let me read the description of this. This is something else. The space exploits of 3 intergalactic repo men. It's a good concept. Robots, beer hats, fuzzy meteors, and sea cows. Very nice. They're looking for $7,000. They've only got 124 so far, but they've got 2 months to go, so they might be able to do it. All right, so we have 170 pages of our comic series Bad Sushi Cannon ready to compile into a graphic novel. For the past decade, Typo Comics has self-published every issue of Bad Sushi Cannon, done the comic book convention scene, and even had a few issues in local comic book stores. Do you remember doing this? Getting out there and just doing the local comic book conventions and stuff. It was fun.
WonderCon was my local comic book convention.
Oh, that's true. You had the big convention right in your town. So we'd love to share our work with you and with everyone in a posh collection of our series. We love comics. We'd like to think that we can get people to fall in love with our comic too. All right, everyone. So if you like this, if you're digging their attitude, I think they have a good attitude. The book looks pretty crazy and pretty fun. About 3 intergalactic repo men. Why not support Bad Sushi Comics, Bad Sushi Cannon, the graphic novel on Indiegogo? That was pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
ABS. Kermit's wanted for murder.
What?
Yeah. You see it?
Who is?
Kermit.
Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh my God, he killed Gonzo.
Terrible.
Why would he do that to Gonzo? I mean, I wanted to do that to Gonzo too. That is awful.
But if you look, he got stabbed in the chest, so it looked like Gonzo started the fight.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe he had it coming to him.
Too many roosters in the hen house.
Yeah.
Poor Kermit started the fight, and Gonzo was trying to defend himself.
Oh, Gonzo is annoying though. You know what I mean?
Gonzo made him move on the pig.
Who relates to Gonzo? Who's like, that's who I identify with, other than bronies.
You remember his little Darth Vader with the big old schnoz?
Oh, I like chicken, so maybe I guess I do.
No, I don't think anybody
love chicken.
His whole thing is I'm a weirdo. Yeah, and he does. He acquaints with chickens. And I don't think that's a concern. I don't think Jim Henson was concerned about people relating to the Muppets. Because none of them are relatable. Like, you don't want to be any of them. Maybe you might feel a little bit of kinship with Kermit, you know? But yeah, I don't there's no way I'd want to be any of the Muppets. I'd rather die. Like
I want to be the old guys just looking down at him and judging him.
The guys from what's that movie with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, Trading Places.
Right.
I always identified with Sweetums.
I guess I identify with Sam the Eagle because he's basically Richard Nixon, and I dig that. Richard.
Sam I always like Animal.
Animal.
He was a reporter.
Hannibal.
He looks like
Hannibal.
Hannibal, not Hannibal. He looks like Anderson Cooper, that evil
Yeah.
guy. And he was
The
a
whole
character.
Some eagle here.
the whole chat is saying Nasser is Gonzo.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
That is not untrue, actually.
I can't unsee it.
Why
Who's
did
that
I
little
not see
shrimp
it
guy?
before?
I like the new shrimp. Everyone likes that shrimp. What's his name? And he's only in the movies. I don't even know if Jim Henson created him, but he's this new kind of like Rasta
it's-
shrimp.
I think it's Philippe.
Philippe?
I think so.
Pepe.
Pepe.
Yeah, his name's Pepe. He won't be showing up much anymore, I guess. Pepe, yeah, Pepe the shrimp. That guy is awesome.
AVS,
prawn.
Al Lewis says you killed Nasser. EVS killed Nasser.
He's a prawn, they're saying. Pepe the prawn.
Pepe the prawn. All right. Yeah, John likes these guys here. John Malin is into the old guys. I guess I could relate to them a little bit.
We're about
They
to
said they said in the chat. They said the reason they could I could relate to them is because I was them.
You were them?
Because I'm old.
I've
Yeah,
based
this is-
my whole life of snark on them.
That's John and I right there, judging them all.
Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know.
I
It's
still
like
want
a
to
kind
say,
of torture to
Yeah.
have to watch the show.
Wasn't there a movie that they got money to get back up on their feet?
are these guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would just
That,
worry
that,
about.
that was Trading Places too.
No, coming to America, they're broke and he hands them a bag of money.
Oh
Right.
yeah, and that's the characters from Trading Places. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Somebody's saying this guy's me because of his nose. Like, you know, I guess, you know, I wouldn't sit in a box like that. It just seems like John Wilkes Booth is going to come up and shoot you. You know, every time I see those now, I think that I'm like, man, you know, I'm going to be assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, and that would be perfect for what's his name. By the way, Mark Zaid is back on Twitter.
Yay!
He's back, and
Wait, he left?
yeah, he did. He left for a little while. I think he was kind of embarrassed by Avenatti. First of all, this guy's got incredible timing. Like, you know, just last week, he was talking about how wonderful Mike Avenatti is. And it's like, oh, yeah, this guy has a lot of fun. This guy's one of the best, most entertaining lawyers. And then, like, 3 days later, Mike Avenatti is arrested for spousal abuse, for domestic, what was he abused for? Or arrested for?
Yeah, he punched his ex-wife in the face.
Yeah. So, you know, Mark Zaid kind of disappeared for a little while. I was like, hey, you have a habit of kind of hanging out with and being in support of big bullies, don't you? And so we're back. I'm talking to Mark Zaid a little bit. I would really like to get him to come on the show. I would love to interview Mark Zaid.
Maybe after the case is over, guys could talk about exhuming, what the hell's it?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know why we couldn't do that together. I mean, that would be fun.
I mean, you guys could just do that together. Just go to the graveyard with a shovel.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, we probably could. I know where he's buried.
Where?
He's in Dallas, you know, and nobody's watching him. Yeah, dig up Lee Harvey Oswald. Who cares?
Yeah, get his skull.
Oh my, yeah. Get Lee Harvey Oswald's skull. Try it out.
Make it appear on the next Cyberfrog.
Hoth Rebel said Dirty Doug is Oscar.
I mean, Mark Zaid is fascinating. He's a fascinating guy. All right, let me just run through these real quick, and I'm going to do the rest of the super chats. But first, I want to talk about a couple of Indiegogo campaigns that are going on that people still might not have backed yet. From our own John Malin. John Malin's Graveyard Shift, by the way. One of my favorite campaigns. I think that Comicsgate did.
It's closed.
It's
Don't
what?
worry, Mike. You don't have to feel threatened by him talking about
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's closed.
Is it closed? Oh, it's closed.
Yeah.
It shut down on Halloween, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mike's all happy.
Yeah, Mike's been trying to catch up. He admitted on a stream the other night that was his plan the whole time, was to pass me, and then he's going to shut down.
Wait a second.
He's not going to pass you.
He's not going to pass. Look. Well, anyway, Graveyard Shift was my favorite. I wanted to promote it today because but I can't.
Yeah, I backed it, so it's my favorite, one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what I get. You know, I haven't been doing these live streams very much anymore. Now I'm out of the loop. I got to get looped back in. You know, people have to let me know. We can definitely do these live streams where we're promoting Indiegogo campaigns for Comicsgaters, but I've got to know what's going on, and people aren't telling me.
Well, Brutus has
there's
11
one
days
called
left.
Meg.
What has 11 days left?
Brutus.
Brutus. All right. So Brutus the Badass right now. Donald DeLay's incredible book with Nasser is doing just great. 32,000. By the way, he just sold a couple more copies. $32,090 raised. Congratulations, you two boys are. This is a big deal. This is a big step up, Nasser, is it not, from Stardust?
Huge step up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. And I attribute that to the talent of Donald DeLay. And I honestly, I don't see why this couldn't do even better. I don't see why this shouldn't get to $50,000. Maybe we'll start promoting this again and making sure that it does get somewhere.
Thanks.
In the meantime, darker news, Lone Star Heart of the Hero is now $103,909. Now, Mike's whole thing, his whole agenda was to pass Graveyard Shift, John Malin. He's at $106,096. Will you help Mike do it? Will you buy a copy of Lone Star Heart of the Hero and help him to put John Malin in John Malin's place? Or is John Malin already in his place?
Or if you want to help John, cancel your Lone Star.
Don't do that, guys.
I'm returning it right now. No Lone Star for me.
Yeah. No, support Mike S. Miller. Support his Lone Star Heart of the Hero. Support this comic. I've been with it since the beginning. I'm proud to see it that it's done so well. Mike's also got another set of Indiegogo campaigns going on right now for
Mike.
Meg.
There are werewolves in Lone Star, no?
Yeah.
Eventually, but they're not John Malin brand werewolves. That is special to John. I don't want to take that from him.
How does a werewolf become a werewolf in the Lone Star world?
A more traditional way. I'm going to go ahead.
No
and say.
sodomy.
They have sex with John.
Hashtag Wolfpack.
A lot of people are not happy about the traditional way. Ikano says, I'm backing out then. A lot of people are disappointed with Mike's whole werewolf agenda.
John, you have werewolves in Graveyard Shift, right?
There could be. There was originally a werewolf in Graveyard Shift.
He's not in it.
One in a future issue, yeah.
All right, well, now you have a part 2 lined
Yeah,
up.
well, we had a really lame idea for a werewolf, but now that we have this golden idea, I can see how we can fit it in.
That's what you said.
Yeah, this is called Oscar bait right here because everybody's going to want to play this in the movie. You know, how you become a werewolf and the stigma of it.
Yeah, it's a whole new angle.
All right, so Evan James, by the way, thanks for a super chat. He says, EVS, please check out Comicsgate Girl's new vid on why she's Comicsgate. A new great member of the community. I'm still skeptical about Comicsgate Girl. Still skeptical about her. If she wants to come in here and introduce herself, that would be fine. I would send her the link. I don't know. I don't trust anyone anymore, guys. My trust has been broken.
Trust no one.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're like, I'm Comicsgate. I'm like, really? Why? What do you know? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Comicsgate Girl real or no?
I don't know.
I haven't watched her yet.
First ever heard of her right now.
You have to review 6 months of her Twitter history.
Comicsgate Girl goes, she doesn't have 6 months of her. She doesn't have it.
Keeping live.
She's
We
a
should
new
bring
sock
her
puppet?
in. We should bring her in to date Nasser.
Yeah,
that'll be proof. How devoted are you?
All right, Comicsgate Girl, I'm sending you the link if you want to come in here. I'm sending it to you via Twitter. So, come on in and introduce yourself. Is there room for her, or do we have to kick Nasser?
No, Nasser.
We have 9.
9. Okay, good. All right.
Yes, I also got my campaign still alive too, just in case.
Oh yeah. Hold on a second here.
But if you want to
forget
kick me,
Sovereign, I know there's already enough, but
Tell her instead of trying to get into Comicsgate, she should try to get into the Bloods. They just beat you in. You don't have to beat Master.
Not if you're a girl.
You have to shoot someone.
I don't know. I feel like Nasser's gonna. We're gonna see Nasser kind of blossom. Gojirify says, please ask Mike how dancing with his wife went the other day.
He showed video.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter.
You want to talk about it?
What's to talk about? I danced.
He could dance. Mike can actually dance.
I got my bug back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like dancing. It's just
What?
Time. See what you do to me.
Yeah. What do you mean? You feel like you're getting too old to dance?
No, I am an extraordinarily busy person, so taking much time as it takes.
Too busy to dance with your wife.
Too busy to shut up, Ethan.
You got a lot
How often do you go dancing with your wife, Ethan?
Never. She doesn't want to dance.
That's what she says because she knows you don't want to dance.
No, that's not true. I've offered to dance. I don't want to dance. I say, well, what do you want to do? She says, I like to go antiquing. I take her antiquing. I do that. She says, I want to go out and go to concerts. We go to concerts. I do whatever she wants to do. And she comes down here and she asks me to do things. And I go, oh, yeah. She's like, are you too busy? I'm like, I'm not too busy. Spend a little time with my girl ever.
Yeah.
And I do it. If she did ask me to dance, I would do it. Even though I'm not a good dancer, I would make a fool of myself for my wife. No problem. Absolutely. If it made her laugh, I'd be happy. And that would be,
of course, making your wife laugh is
that's a big part of being, being a husband, I think. So I'm proud of you, Mike, for finally doing what your wife has been begging you to do and go out and dance with her.
For finally pleasing his wife.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, really?
Are you
Sorry, Mike.
The things I put up with to hang out with you, man?
When is it? All right, let's talk about Detective Dead Crimson Moon. I don't want to bust on Mike too much. I'm sorry about that.
So you're just gonna skip over Meg?
No, I'm not going anywhere. Do you have somewhere to be? I'm here. Critias is here. He deserves a little bit of a plug. Detective Dead Crimson Moon.
I appreciate it.
$115. That's not so bad. Comicsgate Girl, by the way, says Google Hangouts is being weird. Well, yeah, look at us. But
we're being weird.
Yeah, exactly. If you can find your way in,
define being weird.
Being Nasser.
Are you sure you're using Chrome?
Oh yeah. You got to be on Google Chrome. Well, that's only to start the thing. I mean, you can get into a Comicsgate, or you can get into a Google Hangout from an iPad or your iPhone.
Yeah.
You just click the link. You just have to download Google Hangouts and make sure that you have the app, and then you're in. It's pretty easy. Mike Miller points out that Mrs. Miller is the most beautiful woman in the world. That's wonderful, Mike. Thank you for that. Thank you for saying nice things about your wife. Appreciate it. Put up with a lot, and I'm glad that. All right, so Detective Dead Crimson Moon, $27,115 raised by Critias, Antonio Malpica. Antonio, Critias? I want to call you Critias.
Yes.
Critias, what is this book about?
It's about a 1932 detective that discovers the lifeless bodies of his wife and daughter. Mm-hmm. And he gets murdered in the process and wakes up in modern day time, realizing that the criminals from his era are alive and running around with special superpowers. And he also discovers that he has superpowers of his own and now has to stop all these criminals from destroying the city.
Fantastic. All right. Very, very cool. It sounds like fun. It sounds like a mix between like The Spirit and like Spectre and all kinds of cool like Golden Age comic book fun. So back Detective Dead by Critias. And it's pretty easy. Just look up Detective Dead Indiegogo. You'll pop it right up.
Yep. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me find the Meg. I want to find out what Mike is up to. And Mike, I don't want to yell at you too much tonight, but I have to yell at you about this again. I know. I hate it.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat. I dropped it in the chat.
No, I know, but I got to show it. I'm looking it up, and all right. So,
you guys,
and I'm only saying this because I care about you, Mike. You know, I'm only doing this because I care. If I didn't care about you, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. All right, so here's the situation. These guys, do I want to talk about this again?
Do you want me to explain it?
All right, yeah, you explain it, and where you get it wrong, I'll fix you. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so my friends who I've worked with in the past on like Game of Thrones and a bunch of other stuff, they approached me with this project, the Meg. It was on a very tight deadline. At first, I was just going to write it and art direct it, but then the schedule was getting like really tight. So I said, "All right, I'll draw it, but I'm going to require this much per page." And so they agreed, signed the contracts, all that stuff. I told them I wanted to get paid up front for the first 2 issues, and they agreed. They got the funding, paid me up front. So I got started on the book, I got 2 issues into it, got 3rd issue into it, and I solicited or I invoiced. And then they started having issues with their funding partner who was looking at my page rate going, why are we paying so much for the Meg because he was used to hiring them hiring like Brazilians and whatnot. And you know how cheap they are.
Yep.
And
That's
so, no, it's a freaking fact. That's why Marvel's farming out to so many Brazilians. And so, ultimately, after like a month or 2, actually a little over a month of just going back and forth, they freaking bailed on the project.
Right.
The funders bailed on the project. And I'm like more than halfway through the project at this point, and I'm like, it's got to get done. I trust at some point I'm going to get paid. So I just went ahead and finished the project. And then a bunch of other more personal stuff has happened since. And I didn't get paid.
Right.
And then I got into the situation where we had this finished book here. And I'm like, I approached them and I'm like, hey, how about this? I'm going to run this as an Indiegogo. I'll do an exclusive cover for it. We'll run it as an exclusive book. This as a trade probably won't come out until like for a year in stores through Diamond. So I'm like, I'll do it. The money will come to me, and then I will divvy up like royalties and whatnot to go to you. So that way, I can. So I got a lot. Here's
what Rob Liefeld would do.
I'm sitting on a licensed book.
No, you're not.
Of a $500 million.
And people thought I was dumb.
No, Mike. All you have to do is change it. Instead of it's about a megalodon, it's called the Meg. Call it the Don. Okay, and then you read. It's your artwork, your pages. Why are you giving these a-holes anything? They stiffed you. They made you draw 4 issues of a book. Okay, 4 issues of a book. They didn't pay you a dime. If I were you, I would be doing that. What's that gesture that the French do with the thumb and the teeth, and they go like that at people? That's what you have to do to these people. This is your artwork. It has nothing to do with them. Somebody says Peglodon. Call it the Peglodon. Yeah. Call it the Egglodon. Who cares? Call it something.
I know you're being facetious, but
no, I'm not. I'm not being facetious.
It's based on Steve Alton's novel, dude.
Who cares?
Change up everything about it.
You can't change everything about it. What would be the point?
Change up their names and the dialogue, and it's now yours.
No, it doesn't work like that.
It does.
It doesn't.
The Chinese do it all the time.
I mean, this is like Mike took a job at 7-Eleven and like he worked there for like 4 months and they never paid him once. And then he's just like, well, I'm going to do funding to like make up the money. And they're like, well, we don't have any money. That's why I'm going to make up the money that I would have made. I'm going to pay you guys the money that you were out by hiring me and keeping your store open while I worked there. I'm going to make sure you guys get funded. Screw these people, dude. Screw them with a black spiky right up the change.
So also there is 6 Gun Samurai, which is my own project.
No, this is why my next book is making more than Mike's.
Oh, this is infuriating.
My next book is going to make more than Mike's.
So there
all right,
there's 3 books.
It's all love.
The second book is
Mike,
Six Gun Samurai.
if you give these, you know what? Honestly, I am like, I'm like John Travolta sitting with you in a diner. You are Samuel L. Jackson. If you give these motherfuckers one, excuse my language, one dime, I'm gonna shoot you on general principle. Do not give these people anything. We screwed you over while you drew this entire comic book. You've got the pages. You do not need to be paying them anything. Change the name of the stupid comic into something else. It's your shark book. Change the dialogue. People can say, "Oh, it's a ripoff of the Meg," and you can go, "Oh, well, the Meg was a ripoff of Mike S. Miller for 4 months." Shrug.
Well, they already paid for the
snap.
They paid for the first 2 issues.
Oh, I'm so angry.
So
call it Don the were shark.
Mike, you would not do well on Wall Street, Michael. That's all I can say.
He wouldn't be good at anything.
What does the chat think? Does the chat think I am right, or does the chat think Mike is right? I'm going to turn it over to the chat. If you think I'm right, put Ethan. If you think Mike's right, put Mike, and we'll just see. If I'm right about my attitude, let me know. If Mike's right about his forgiving Christ-like attitude in which he gets screwed over by a bunch of idiots, go ahead and put Mike in there.
If one person says Mike, I denounce you right now.
I do have 2 other books in this Indiegogo that are my own that people are also supporting.
Congrats.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm happy about that. I want them to do well.
Well, I got a question, Mike.
Yeah.
How would you determine the profits for your 2 books and their profit, like from their point of view?
Math.
See, by the way, the chat is about chat's about 70-30 me, but there are people who say Mike is right. Now look, Mike had no choice. He had many mouths to feed. Yes, but he didn't feed them because these people ripped him off, and Mike is trying. These people, Mike's not responsible for paying them. They were responsible for paying Mike. He did all this work for them, and they had an agreement. Mike is like the best thing to ever happen to them in 3 different ways.
Mike, change the story. You still have time. Make it a were shark. Somebody gets raped by a merman, and then every full moon he turns into the Meg. Simple.
Yeah.
I think you should turn it into a King Kong type story where the shark falls in love with Meg, who's in the foreground there in front of the shark. So it's a romance.
Yeah, Meg is the name of the girl, not the shark. Just change
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I love that. That's just, you got to think like Rob Liefeld in this situation.
And then he fights
what
off
would
the
Rob
sailors.
Liefeld do?
Over 400 pages worth of comics for $50.
Mike.
Best deal in Comicsgate.
And then he fights off. Then he fights off the Navy trying to protect Meg.
You know what? If I'm going to spend time on another project, it's going to be one of my other projects. It's not going to be trying to rehash something to squeeze a dime out of it. I have this project. I want to work with these guys. They're good guys. They just had a rough situation. I can't blame them because their funding partners freaking got cheap. Could you? I mean,
John,
Ethan, you might have stopped doing the job, but
what does John Malin think? John's right about everything.
Malin militia.
Because I was going to be very neutral on this. I want Mike to do whatever Mike thinks is best, and then I look forward to seeing more Blacklist Universe projects coming out.
Yeah, boy.
Ethan wants blood.
I'm furious at what they did to Mike.
I want romance between a woman and a shark.
Can I be the shark?
That's how you become a mermaid in John Malin's word.
I'll take it. I'll become a mermaid.
The shark hugs her with his teeth.
All right, everyone's basically saying that Mike is going to go to heaven. They think Mike is. They think Mike is a good guy. Yeah.
But did Mike do them a favor because Mike just condemned them for being stingy and greedy?
Yeah.
They were not. The funding partners. They weren't expecting it. I don't want to make bad guys out of anybody here. They just, except that they pulled the plug on my funding. But
Red user one says EVS is going to hell. All right, go ahead. Mike is good guy. Mike. Mike is a human sunbeam too. All right, change my evil way. It's the same guy saying all this stuff, by the way, about me.
So if Mike's not gonna steal it, then I got to steal it. So I'm gonna make the Don now with somebody else.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, who's with me?
He'd be like a Godfather shark. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he'd be the king of sharks, the Don.
Mafia sharks.
Right. It'd be like Goodfellas, but they're all sharks.
And it needs a Tommy gun.
All right, do we have Comicsgate girl in the chat now?
Looks like it.
It looks like she's muted.
She should mute herself.
So there are 2 other books in that Indiegogo, Ethan.
There's one called Black and White too.
All right, let me. I'm sorry, Mike. Mike, I'm sorry. Look, I feel anger about this whole thing still. You know, because I was there, I saw this happen, and the fact that these guys are going to be, you're going to take care of them after this, it does bother me. But people are right. You are an angel, Mike. An angel.
Fix your hair. The girl's here.
Oh, my gel is upstairs.
All right, so look, here's Six Gun Samurai. Mike, did you draw all of these? Is Deal with the Devil you? It's not you.
No, Six Gun Samurai is Harold Edge. Deal with the Devil is Sherwin Schwarzrock. I created both. I co-wrote Six Gun Samurai, and I wrote Deal with the Devil. Deal with the Devil is the one that got optioned by Lionsgate, and then now it's at a different production company.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, they have a script, they have a screenplay, they got a director, and they're shopping it to actors now. So hopefully, someday, Deal with the Devil will be on the big screen.
Well, I hope it is.
What's it
I have
about?
no doubt that it will be. It's from the pages of the New York Times best-selling book, recently adapted into the worldwide blockbuster movie of the summer, Steve Alton's Meg is adapted into a graphic novel format by Injustice and Game of Thrones artist Mike S. Miller. Feel free not to pay him for his work. Also from Mike S. Miller comes Six Gun Samurai, a boy in the Old West trained as both a sharpshooter and samurai swordsman is put to the test when his mother is killed, and he and his father, his Ronin samurai mentor, go in search of his father. Plus Mike's Deal with the Devil. No description of that, huh?
They didn't have enough room for a description in that little section.
It just makes it sound like you have a deal with the devil. But you knew that, right? I mean, I like the way that you're doing this.
If you didn't write adapted twice, you would have had a little bit extra room.
Yeah, I could have had eight
Deal with
more
the Devil
letters.
is the one that got picked up, though, right?
Deal with the Devil is the one that got picked up, yeah.
What's that about?
It's about a FBI manhunter who is at the top of his game, and he was tracking a serial killer suspect, was trapped by that serial killer, and had his leg blown off. And so he gave up his leg, his job, his career, pushed away his friends and his family, and he sat in his apartment waiting to die for the next 4 years when a knock comes at the door, and it's the serial killer who needs his help to save his sister who's been kidnapped by another serial killer who wants to use him for his own.
Mike, tell him my idea. Tell him my idea, Mike.
John wants me to put a page in Deal with the Devil where you can send me money and sell your soul, I think. Something along those lines.
Sell your soul to the devil. You rip the page out, send it to Mike with $5. He certifies it. And I think that'd be cool.
I like that idea, John.
Mike is going to do that. Mike is in people's souls.
That would be no.
Mike's
That's going to be in John.
I'm going to do it.
That's John's whole next Indiegogo. He's just
Big
like,
money in
sell
the
me your soul.
Yeah, I'll certify it.
Wow, look at this Mike Mignola style.
Sell your soul, make you a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's great, Mike.
That's Sherwin Schwarzrock. He's best known for his Armor Quest book. But yeah, I wrote that one myself, so I'm probably the most proud of it. I think it reads well, and the fact that I literally had a movie producer, like I gave him the book at WonderCon one year. He left for the night. he was like legitimately waiting at the door, like as soon as the con opened, and ran back to my booth to get the option on it. He liked it so much. So
John, I've got an idea for Graveyard Shift too.
Mm-hmm.
To become a vampire, you sell your soul, but to become a werewolf, you sell your whole.
Yeah.
And that's the tagline. That's the tagline for the movie.
Yep. Dude, get ready for it, guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Graveyard Shift 2 is going to be pretty great. And, well, I'm going to say, we won't talk about that yet. We won't talk about it yet. It's going to be fantastic, though. It's going to be fantastic, John.
Yeah, it is. Got a lot of big plans for it.
Yeah, but we won't tell them yet.
Nope, not yet. We don't want to spoil it.
Right. Saving it. You know, a little bit tell people things a little bit at a time. We let out information every now and then, just a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We did have Comicsgate Girl here for a second, and I don't know. She couldn't talk or whatever. I was going to ask her if she was real or not. You know, those of us who have been following Comicsgate for a while, who've been a part of Comicsgate, we remember characters like Melissa Morgue. Did any of you deal with Melissa Morgue?
No, but I remember it.
None of you did. I'm like OG Comicsgate.
Was a lot of that drama on Facebook too?
No, was it on Facebook? It wasn't really on Facebook. It was mostly on Twitter and then YouTube. But Melissa Morgue was a fake feminist who basically think about who Renfamous is. Okay, now that was Melissa Morgue. Melissa Morgue was Renfamous, except Melissa Morgue had a YouTube channel where she would give these feminist lectures about comics, and it turned out and start harassing people. And then she accused us of murder. She accused us of she was murdered by a Comicsgater. It was also weird. How do I explain this story? It was really effing weird. Melissa Morgue had several different personalities, and then she would make YouTube videos with voice alterations that threatened us. And then,
a voice actor.
Huh? She hired a voice actor. He hired a voice. So it turned out Melissa Morgue was a guy.
Yeah,
from Kentucky. And basically he was scaring his family by how much time he spent. Like, this is exactly like Renfamous. Like, his whole family life fell apart because all he did was devote himself to creating this Melissa Morgue personality, and then all of these kind of side personalities that were associated with Melissa Morgue. And how he was going to end it was he was going to suggest that a Comicsgater murdered Melissa Morgue. So he sent under a fake Twitter account, tweeted out a picture of a real dead body, a woman with her throat cut, and accused Zach of inspiring followers to hunt down, dox, and murder Melissa Morgue. And here she is. And here's a stunning, absolutely incredible. I mean, a movie should be made. At some point, a movie is going to be made of Comicsgate, you know, where it's just like, it's so much crazy, stupid SJW stuff has happened that I can't even remember it all. I can't even keep track of it all.
Right.
But it just all kind of...
They're Eden!
Well, the guy, we found out who the guy was when his wife came to me personally and said, "You got to help me. I'm really scared. I am Melissa Morgue, in quotes, wife. And he has 3 kids, and he stays up all night long effing with you guys." And she's like, at first I helped him. I thought it was funny at first, and so I helped troll you guys. But then it got weirder and more obsessive, and now I'm really worried that this is going to have very real consequences for our family. And I need your help. I need you to promise that, like, you know, she's like, "I know you're a decent and honorable guy." And I was like, "Well, I am." And she's like, "Just keep it away from me somehow. Protect me. I have little girls, you know, here." Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I was able to talk to him and say, "Your wife is asking me for my help at this point. You're mentally ill. You're sick. Stop it. I know you're not a woman named Melissa. I know you're this guy." You know, I gave the name. And I said, "I even have a photograph of you that your wife sent me. So this is you. And if you don't stop it and stop accusing us of murder, you know, we're gonna do something about this. We're gonna get the FBI involved." And then he disappeared, and that was the end of Melissa Morgue. It was absolutely crazy. So this
Wow.
kind of thing, you know, when somebody pops up and says, "Hey, I'm so and so," and you know, it's like I'm always skeptical. I'm like, okay, let me check you out, because if you are somebody named Comicsgate Girl and you're real, awesome. You know, that's great. And plus, you know, I've seen one of your videos and I do like your videos. I want you to be real. Oh, there she is.
We're like Fox Mulder. We want to believe.
Yeah, we want to believe so desperately. So all right. So hello, Comicsgate Girl.
Oh, hi.
All right. So did you hear my story just now?
Oh no, I've been like trying to get on this computer forever. I'm pretty dumb when it comes to computers.
Well,
I don't really know how to do much, especially with Macs.
I think most of us are that way. Like we just, you know, we're just educated enough to perform, and so that's the thing. So, Comicsgate Girl, you are a real girl. So that's
as far as I have checked lately, I am. So
okay. That's encouraging. So we at least got that. What? First of all, can I ask you some questions? Do you mind being interviewed?
I'll try my best with it. I'm sorry. I'm like super nervous. I don't really like.
Me too.
Face to face with stuff.
Nasser has a little heart over his head. All right. This is Comicsgate. First of all, are we allowed to say your name because it's showing up on the screen?
It's Ava.
Yeah, okay. That's my daughter's name. Isn't that cool?
Name.
Yeah, it is a good name. All right. So, Ava.
Yes. What if Ava is talking to you from the future?
What? Oh, what if Ava? What if that's my daughter?
In the future.
Oh, she looks a little bit like my sister. I mean, you know, could be. Interesting.
If that's your daughter from the future, then obviously you're doing something wrong because she's willing to talk to Nasser.
Yeah, I would have raised her better than
Why
that.
is she willing to talk to me? That's news to me.
I would have raised her better than that. So it wouldn't all right. So Ava, first of all, are you first of all, what was your introduction to Comicsgate? And by the way, just relax because we're all friends here. So
okay. I'll try my best. I'm so nervous. You guys do these super chats like all the time, and like just know so much, and like kind of just like go back and forth so much. I don't know if I can keep up. Oh my god. Well, honestly, it's been more of like a little bit more with Diversity Comics, to be honest with it. Mm-hmm. I've seen some stuff, and obviously with reading the comics, but like I didn't really know of a title until watching some of his stuff, and then there's just like different comments and then other people like talking about it and declaring a name with it.
How long have you been a comic book fan?
It's just been like honestly like the past like couple years. I've like dabbled a little bit here and there like when I was younger, but it's been of a more like recent one for like really diving into it.
Okay, I just turned you up a little bit. You're kind of quiet. People are saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I think I turned up your volume.
I'm at a McDonald's right now.
Are you really?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not super proud of this moment, but.
Well, you can be proud of this moment because you're being introduced to 1,229 fans.
Yeah, that's going to make her less nervous.
No. They're all fans who are probably all going to subscribe to your channel, Comicsgate Girl or Comicsgate Gal? Girl. Yeah.
It's hard to come up with the name, so I figured, like, if anything, then it's at least toward what other people are kind of thinking.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a big diversity in comics fan, and that like kind of got you interested in Comicsgate. Are you a comic book writer or artist yourself?
I wouldn't say I am at any kind of level that anyone else is here. So.
Yeah, but we got Nasser in here. You know what I mean? So our standards aren't all that high. You know, I wouldn't worry about it. All right. So so you are. I want to be convinced. I really do. Do you understand our skepticism? So I just told this horrible story about Melissa Morgue. Now, if you were to look up on YouTube, you could just like YouTube search Melissa Morgue, and you're going to come up with all kinds of videos. I think I made 2 or 3 of them at the time when it was happening. One of them actually plays one of her in quotes. It turned out to be a guy. Creepy ass threat videos towards us, and you will not believe this stuff. So we're always kind of like, this is too good to be true. Like, she's calling herself Comicsgate girl. She's got a good YouTube channel. Maybe she's like one of Renfamous's friends who's here to. I mean, these people are their entire life. All we want to do is sit here and talk about comics, and make fun of each other, and all they want to do is screw with us and deplatform us and make life a living hell for Nasser. And none of it's fair. None of it's fair. So we were concerned, but you seem to be. Are you real?
Am I real? Yeah.
Okay, you're not a fake. You're not a phony. You're not
Russian
like
bot.
I would know how to be.
Chat wants you to sing the Butter song.
The Butter
She's not a
song.
fan of mine. She's a fan of Zach's.
Oh.
So she doesn't know the Butter song, you know.
No, but I would like someone to sing it for me so then I can know it.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I don't know the lyrics.
Well, aren't you in a computer so you can look it up, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Nasser.
sing it to me, man.
I would love to hear Nasser sing to Ava. Nasser, can you imagine? Nasser, she is your type in a way.
I can't sing.
You've got to admit, you're like there are little hearts over your head, and you are a little. You would, I don't think
Nasser
singing
hasn't seen
to
a
her is the
girl
right
in 3
thing.
months.
Yeah. Ava, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend?
I am married.
Oh, all right.
guys.
Well, forget it, Nasser. Sorry.
Sorry, man.
Okay.
He tried.
Okay, I guess I can stop showing my face
It would have
then.
been perfect. It would have been perfect.
Stop showing my face.
Well, hold on now.
Nasser, you had the same odds whether she was married or not.
Is it an open relationship?
Do you want to see me
No.
cry, Cecil?
I'm sick of seeing Mike cry.
Well, the chat is singing the Butter song too. So
Sorry,
that's good.
Nasser.
The butter.
Mike
What?
sings.
Huh? I only heard one lyric though.
Yeah.
Land O'Lakes. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's not that good, Ava. To be honest with you, I wouldn't worry about it.
Just don't invite EVS to your house.
Yeah. Invite me to your house if you have a baby grand piano. Can you imagine if like I came to your house, to anyone's house, and they had a beautiful baby grand piano, and I just sat down and like performed the Butter song on that beautiful piano?
We have a piano.
Why are you there?
Just to play the Butter song. Like I came over to I don't know, I just came over to hang out, and I'm playing the Butter song on your baby grand piano. God, that would be beautiful. That'd be like
we have a
Play it
piano.
on
Come
a
over.
baby grand piano is really beautiful.
Yeah, honestly, if you heard it on a baby grand piano, you would have to. I think everybody's heart would melt. It would be like the video for Imagine, where John and Yoko are in a completely white room with a white baby grand piano, and he's
That
just
piano
playing
is in their
Imagine.
apartment. It's still there at the Dakota.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You got to get invited over to Yoko's place.
I would love to play the Butter song. One of my life goals is to play the Butter song on the John Lennon Imagine piano, and then on one of Liberace's mirrored pianos. I would. That would be amazing. Like it would be all shiny, and I would just be like, busting out the Butter song. It would be really, really good.
How about a duet with Barry Manilow?
Oh my God! Can you imagine Barry Manilow and me singing the Butter song together?
I know it's not like a cheesy song, but I saw this video and it was this lady played chop suey on a piano, and it was like amazing.
Well, yeah, I do want to do that. I do want to do that. So, isn't the Lennon piano a concert grant? I think it is. Yeah, it's a big, huge white piano. When I get a new house, I'm gonna have a super long, like inappropriately ornate baby grand piano that I'm gonna sit on and compose terrible songs. Mike, your house is like a circus.
Close the door, dude. All the way.
I gotta see what your house is like. I don't understand. How do you do any work at all, Mike? Do you have
It's
a
a
little
miracle of God.
It must be, and you get a lot done. So I guess I can't really argue with you. But yeah, it's like you need quiet. You put on headphones and just kind of zone out.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can work through noise. The only time I really need it quiet is when I'm doing layouts or writing. If I'm doing breakdowns and pencils and inks, I can pretty much go on freaking brain dead mode and just go all right brains. Doesn't really matter.
Is there an upstairs or is there just one floor to your house?
It's one floor, man.
Oh boy, it's one of those, right? It's like a
Yeah.
rancher kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Sort of.
So there's nowhere to go. Like when you have
There's
that,
nowhere to go, dude.
there's nowhere to go.
Mike's got that deck though. That deck is awesome.
I go out on a deck when I do cross examinations, and there's just like kids are in here, kids are all fucking everywhere. I literally go out just on my deck and I do my cross examination show because I don't want this.
What's cross examination?
Oh, that's like my apologetics show I do every morning.
What?
I do you know what apologetics is?
It's when you say that you're sorry for everything that you've done in your life.
Me.
He argues.
No, it's a defense of the Christian faith.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, it's basically a biblical question and answer show. So people write questions in the comments, and then I try to answer them the next day. And then when I run out of those, I just go to the chat and we have a conversation. It's about an hour every day.
So every day you do you go out on your balcony and you take Q&A about the Christian faith, and that's your apologetic show?
Pretty much.
And so you're willing to give to Jesus peace and quiet, but to me, when you're on my show, I have to put up with a circus.
Well, I have to take my computer out there, and the battery lasts about an hour, so I would have been gone already because we've been on here way longer than this. And
oh, I love it. Cecil, thank you for. By the way, Cecil has is most improved YouTuber, I think, out of everyone. Cecil used to come on with an absolute cacophony of chaos and nonsense every time he was on the show. Every time he showed up, I was like, Cecil, shut. What the?
Cecil's like,
I've been sipping whiskey this whole time.
Yeah, this is like
ice clinking.
Yeah, every single time. By the way, Ken Jack Ben says Ethan is a true narcissist, comparing himself to our Lord and Savior. No, just in the amount of respect that I deserve on my YouTube show. That's all I'm saying. Not in any other way. Like if Jesus had a YouTube show, I would expect him to, same amount of respect.
Telling Mike to
Do you agree or disagree?
Render unto Caesar which is Caesar's.
Correct. God even said so.
Well, I mean, if Jesus was here, right, I think he would behave himself on the stream because that's just who he was. He's always, behave himself wherever he went.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I think he would.
Also, John Lennon's piano sold for $1.7 million at auction.
Wow.
I would buy it.
1.7 million?
Yeah, but in 2002.
That's like one good copy of Action Comics.
And I think he sold in 2016. There was an upright Steinway that he wrote Imagine on, and that sold for about $2 million. And George Michael bought it.
All right, Ethan.
What?
George Michael?
Yeah.
9.8 copy of Action Comics #1, or John Lennon's Grand Piano.
John Lennon's Grand Piano. I don't want a comic book.
Same.
You know what I mean? It's like, what am I going to do with a copy of it? Well, on the other hand, no, I'm going to go with John Lennon's piano. I think it's going to increase in value, and
it's John Lennon's freaking piano.
Yeah, it's John Lennon's piano. I'm thinking Action Comics might go up in value more, but I'm not sure that it will. Like, I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident that that's going to increase in value anymore.
You know how you do it? You get 2 9.8 copies of Action Comics #1, and you burn one of them. Then the other one goes up in value.
That's a great idea.
This guy's business sense is uncanny.
Right, guys. I would buy John Lennon's underwear over an issue of Action Comics #1.
Ava, if you had a choice between John Lennon's Baby Grand Piano and a copy of Action Comics #1, 9.8 condition, what would it be?
I really, really love John Lennon, so I can't ever like.
Yeah, I watched. She can stay. All right, so I watched the Imagine movie, and it's like, first of all, I'm sorry, Imagine is the world's most overrated song. Now,
it's a communism.
It is about communism. You don't realize this when you're listening to it at 14 or 15. You're like, wow, I really like that song. It is the world's most, seriously, if you play it on the piano, a monkey could have composed that song. Honestly, it's so easy to play. I can play it blindfolded. There's scenes in that movie where like he's got friends over, like real musicians, and he's like, "Look at what I'm working on," and he shows them, and they pretend it's good. And that's what drives me nuts. They're like, "Oh, that's really great, man." He's hitting a C chord over and over again, and then he switches to an F chord. That's what it is. That's what it is.
What a loser.
Have you ever heard it? Have you heard it in minor keys? There's a Perfect Circle version of that song, and it's absolutely frightening.
It's in a minor key.
I love when songs get switched over to minor chords because it's so crazy just like how massive it changes over a song.
Let me try it. That sounds horrible.
There's a Perfect Circle version of the song. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's really sad, but it's pretty well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about playing Imagine is that you want to go to a scene of a tragedy with your keyboard and just play Imagine with your head bowed.
Right, like my love life.
Yeah, and then people come
You're
over.
like hunched over and everything.
Yeah.
Sobbing in your lap.
Nasser said the scene of a tragedy, like his bedroom.
Car wreck.
Imagine.
Nasser, Nasser, what does your bedroom look like?
My Little Pony pillows.
I don't know. It's just the bedroom. There's comic books all over my dresser, and there's dirty socks everywhere.
That's exactly how I pictured it.
Oh, and I have a Beatles clock. I have a Beatles clock.
Nasser sleeps in that chair.
I have a Beatles shrine, but I can't show it because I'd have to move my whole computer.
Where are you now? You always look like you're in a boardroom somewhere.
I'm in the basement.
Or is that the basement?
There, all my bookshelves are right there.
Oh, look at you. Let's take a tour of your bookshelves. What do you got?
Well, I'd have to unplug my mic. And
that's fine. I was going to do it for you in a minute.
Okay, you guys aren't going to hear me. It's just going to go back to the early streams.
We're fine with that, Nasser. We're fine.
Okay.
All right, let me see what you got.
Whoa. Hold up. Let me switch over to my phone. That'll actually work better.
You can't. There's not enough space.
There's a million.
I can't leave and then open it up on my phone?
Go.
Well, you can, but somebody might jump in here while you've left.
No one's jumping in. Do it.
I want to jump in.
I'll throw somebody out.
I'm going to join again just to block them.
Yeah, I gotta see what Nasser has. Looking at other people's nerd stuff, it's kind of porno. It is, right? I mean, are you interested in other people's nerd collection stuff? I am.
Yeah. All right.
Really?
You know, I met Elliot yesterday.
You what?
I met Elliot on Sunday.
You met Elliot?
Yeah, Claremont Comic Con.
You met him in what Comic Con?
Claremont.
Oh, really?
What was he like? What were you like?
He's a hell of a funny guy. You know, really, really nice to meet in person too.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. When he was in New York, he wanted to meet up for dinner, and to me, a drive into the city. Like, I'm in New Jersey, but I'm South Jersey, so it's a good 90-minute to 2-hour kind of fiasco to get into the city. Not really thrilled to do that. All right, let's see what Nasser's got here. I'm gonna click on Nasser.
Okay, this is my bookshelf. Okay, well, I have a bunch of Walking Dead stuff, Saga, Rachel Rising, more Image stuff. We get to the good stuff here when we get to Ethan's
Sandman.
Yep.
Yeah, Ethan the Goat. This is kind of my Todd McFarlane shrine. Spawn 1, Spider-Man 299, Spider-Man... hold on. Did someone take my camera off?
299 or 298. I got the rest of them now.
Hold up, my camera's messing up now.
Okay. I got a 300 and it was expensive. I was like, why am I paying? I got a Spider-Man 300. I think I paid like $400 for it. And I'm like, why am I paying this for this? I bought it for $2.
Okay, yeah. So my Spider-Man 301, I got this Spider-Man 13, Spider-Man 298. Let's see, second Moon Knight right here. I
Rotate
got
your
more
phone
stuff
so we don't have
behind
to
them
tilt
all.
our heads.
Sorry.
Vertigo.
This is one I got this signed this year at C2E2 when I met Sean Gordon Murphy. What else do I got back here? Seriously, who's messing with my camera?
Nobody is. It's you.
Why is it-
How would we mess with your camera?
You could do it in the settings.
I'm not doing that. Why would I want to ruin my own show?
Something's going on here. I don't like it.
Lock his screen.
No, I've locked Nasser's screen so that.
No, you
Nasser,
didn't.
Why can't you just do this? I just wanted to look at your comic books, and you think I'm messing with you?
I don't know what's going on now, Ethan.
NASA, get rid of AT&T. No good.
There you go.
All right, do whatever's comfortable. Like, don't listen to these guys. All right.
I got Funkos.
Show
I'm
us your
sorry.
sock sculptures under the bed.
Wait, what you say?
No, don't repeat it.
Here, we got a bunch of horror stuff.
All right.
We got Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein, Edgar Allan Poe, Lovecraft. I haven't read much of these yet. Bunch of Stephen King stuff.
Hold your camera up right now, sir.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Bunch of Swamp Thing, Watchmen. I love this. Bernie Wrightson. This is all his creepy stuff.
Yeah.
This is like my only graded book.
Rachel Roxon.
Here, yeah, I love Terry Moore. Here's my Beatles shrine.
All right, you got some Beatles stuff. Who drew the drawing of the Beatles?
Oh, that's Adam Michaels. He's a local artist here. Are you messing with my camera again?
It's so annoying because I'm not doing anything, Nasser. And the idea that I could do something to your camera is absurd and counterproductive. But I see that you have a help soundtrack.
Here's my Van Sciver Batman stuff.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, that was a good series.
You guys all went Robo. I have no clue what's going on now.
You're just fine. It's your problem.
Where's all your John Malin stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I could go to the long box and find it if you want.
That's cold. Why wouldn't it be on your shelf?
Yeah, Malin Militia. Come on, Malin Militia.
Okay, it should be. Let me
Okay,
let me go over. Oh man, my long boxes are a mess though.
Ava, welcome to our show.
Guys, my long boxes are a mess. I have to put all this stuff away. I haven't put it away yet.
Ava, can you believe this is one of the biggest Comicsgate shows that's out there?
Oh,
like,
crap.
there are
Where do
1,215 people watching this right now. Can you believe it? I mean,
Where do I keep
There's
my
gotta
Marvel
be
stuff?
A lot of like hate and bullshit in here.
Yeah. People are not enjoying Nasser at all, and some people
kick him.
Yeah, people are really upset about Nasser.
For
real?
Yeah, Comics Legend says John is relegated to the long box. That is.
Yeah.
That's like retirement.
What?
Yeah. Malin
I
Militia.
I forget where I keep my Marvel stuff.
That's mutiny.
Why would
John,
this guy? This is
John, think
Nasser.
about it this way, John. Me and you have the same amount of stuff displayed in Nasser's room.
People are furious. They're saying kick Nasser. Somebody said Nasser, f you.
No.
Kick him now.
Somebody who said, "Where are the bodies, Nasser?"
On the end of his mattress.
Where do you keep the
He's
kittens?
in the basement, so it's all cold there, right? Gotta keep the bodies.
Guys, you're killing me. I can't find my cable books. I'm
Nasser,
like,
don't answer anything till you spoke with Mark Zaid.
Nasser, is there a smoke alarm going off in the background?
No.
Have you just gotten used to it?
That's just Nasser overheating. That's what happens when he overheats.
Okay. I hear a smoke alarm. I'm worried about it.
I don't think that was.
Joe Marone says worst live stream ever.
Here's a bunch of my Walking Dead stuff, but where I can't remember for the life of me where I put
Nasser, you're
cable.
talking over a lady. You have to let the lady speak.
Dude, my
Nasser.
shit
You're
was
so
not
rude.
important. It's
Ava,
All
are
right,
you
give me
impressed by
Nasser
all of
crap
this?
one more.
Oh my goodness, Malin, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay,
right.
Nasser.
why do
I
you
don't
have
think-
like
I don't
50
think he has
comic
any.
books just like
Why do we
all
fall,
over?
Nasser? Why do we fall?
I forget how this quote goes. Crap.
People are really getting upset at how messed up your books are. They think you're messing your books up even worse. A lot of people.
am. I haven't put them away in a while.
Look,
Nobody
on
thinks you actually have John Malin books, Nasser.
I do. I just
He
can't
doesn't
find them.
have- he's just
Uh-huh.
making
I have his cable stuff. Here's
How do
another
you-
Ethan book.
Oh,
Al
another
Lewis
Ethan
in the-
book. Well,
Al- yeah,
there
that's-
you go.
And that's Al Lewis in the chat says it's like a nerd's Blair Witch Project. It is. Like, where's the map? You know, it is a little bit like that.
Oh, I found it. I think. No,
right.
no, that wasn't it. Crap! I found a random cable book, but it wasn't Malin's. Crap! It should be in here somewhere.
How do you organize them? By artist or by title?
By company, but I have like so many long boxes here, and
The
I
Great
have.
White Dope goes, please stop.
Look, I have.
Please,
I have
it's
all this stuff.
unbearable.
I have all this stuff, you guys. I have all these comics.
Organizes them by colorist.
It is
So
unfair.
I'm sorry.
How do you not have these boxes marked? Jesus.
They're organized. They're organized, but I can't
They're
find
organized,
it in
but
all
you
the
don't know
Marvel
which
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Mark the fucking boxes.
How are
I
they
have,
organized?
I have multiple Marvel boxes.
Then put Marvel on multiple boxes.
The
So
fans,
they're
the fans are at this point. They're tortured. Like the fans are really upset. They're talking about calling the cops. They're saying, "God help us." They're saying they're begging me to stop this. They're saying, "Remember, this was a good idea." They're blaming me for this. It's not my fault. I just asked. A little tour
Oh
of
my
his-
goodness.
I didn't want to get into his long boxes. That was not my idea.
Sorry. Well, whose idea was it to find the Malin books? Was it Mike?
Mike.
It was yours.
I just wanted to
You don't have any mail.
know that
We could get
I
this.
just wanted to know that you had some, man. And obviously,
Mike
I
just
have
wanted to
them.
know.
The whole point.
obviously, your whole thing about Malin Militia is a lie.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I was
sorry.
farce.
I apologize
I-
for Nasser, John.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
stand
I'm
here
sorry.
till the
Been
end of the
lying to
stream
you.
until I find
I've
them.
been lying to you this whole time, John. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Nasser, if you can't find that book by the end of the stream, your cover's 2 weeks late.
Crap. I'm going crazy now trying to look for it.
Nasser, how do you organize them? By the last name of the letterer?
No,
He organizes them by editor.
This wouldn't be a problem if you wrote Marvel on some of the boxes.
Or Millen.
Or had John's stuff displayed in a place of honor?
Or had dividers that actually said what book is where.
Or if you ever bought the book in the first place?
Just here's
I bought them.
just make Nasser do anything and then just sit back and read the chat. I swear to God,
Oh
the
my
chat is
goodness.
killing me right now.
I'm finding stuff I didn't even know I had.
Oh, Jesus.
Where?
A personality?
All right, Nasser, I want to thank you for that. I don't know what you did. I don't know what it was for, but I do want to thank you. What I learned is that you are not much of a John Malin fan, but you are a
I
fan
am.
of mine.
It's here somewhere.
Well, in all fairness,
It's here
in all
somewhere.
fairness, even though I hate to admit this, he did have a Flying Sparks comic on his boxes. I did the cover for that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That just came today.
Oh, so you're a John Delarose fan.
Yeah, that's great. John Delarose. Yeah.
That one's displayed proudly.
Wrong
I
time.
didn't read it yet, so I don't know if I could call myself a fan. But
Well, I don't want to say John Delarose's name because then it's a 6-paragraph essay about how I'm coming after him again. John Delarose. Vince Guyver's coming after me. So I better not say John Delarose's name. Last straw, kick Nasser. Somebody wants Nasser to kick himself. Kevin B says his mail-in books are near the bodies.
oh, you know what? Hold up. I think I know where they are.
That reminded him.
Near the bodies.
Yep.
Yes.
That's why you cut off your camera, Nasser?
He's gonna run to the comic book store real quick.
Hold up. I think it's in this box. I think it's in this box at the end because I started to put some stuff in here, and I'm like 99% sure it's in here. If it's not in here, I
How do
kind
you
of
have
give up.
5 long boxes and they're not?
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's all my John Malin stuff.
That's
See?
it.
One
See?
book.
Cable, more cable.
That's it.
Yeah.
There we go. Even more cable.
Yep.
You didn't draw that, John.
Cable.
Yeah, I did.
That's all John Malin. There you go.
True.
There are my John Malin books.
It's true.
All right.
And they're better
Alright.
than anything I ever read from Mike.
You're off the hook.
Joe Maroney puts out that Ava is still here. What does that say about her? LOL. Well, I think it says that she's really Comicsgate. I don't understand. I don't think anybody would endure this. Melissa Morg wouldn't have. You know. Matt Becker says unplug his mic. Well, you know, I think he's almost done. Honestly, I'm almost done.
In more ways than one.
For goodness.
I mean, I could get back on my computer, I guess.
Yeah, it's all right. You've done enough. Thank you for all that you've done for this show. Let me read some more of these super chats here. John Whalen says Uncle gives birth to many frogs on that hairy back. Hugh Jass says Scott Eastwood wants to play Wolverine in the age of Batfleck. That makes him the best choice. He can grow into it. Andrew Rotten says, question number 1, how do you feel about killing kittens? I'm not for killing kittens. Tyler Preston says, yo, Ethan and friends, what is Remfamous and the NPCs on Twitter are talking about when they Yo, Ethan and friends, what is Remfamous and the NPCs on Twitter are talking about when they use hashtag war campaign? I guess it's use war campaign. They're talking about a bunch of fans who call themselves war campaign. They're pretty funny. And I think some of them are probably in the room. They're also, everyone blames the war campaign for everything, by the way. You know, that's one thing that you'll learn. Panboy Lando, Soy Child Dong Lover, who is war campaign, says Catfish Nasser, hashtag blame war campaign. Ascension Comics says bronies equal pedos. Not always, but Mr. X Alliance says my full 3-minute video is on my YouTube channel. Oh, so there's more. Okay. Gojirify says all super chats during Nasser dating go to their dinner date and their amusement park tickets. I like that idea, Nasser. I do.
I like it too.
Yeah. Timbertone says, except Ralph the dog, he's the Muppet that's great at everything he does. I love his piano playing. Harry Bergeron says he did, and he was right. He said Kermit was brave, and it was his introduction to bravery as a kid. Oh, as a kid. That's sweet. All right. That's different. Ascension Comics. Yeah, like if you... Yeah. If Kermit was doing High Noon, and you saw that as a kid, you'd associate it with Kermit. I thought he meant as an adult. So that's good. Zach is awesome. Ascension Comics, for the Nasser dating game, the prizes a roofie and a white van with no seats.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nasser, that's not you. You would never roofie anyone, you know. I want to point out.
Chloroform guy for sure.
There wouldn't be no seats, it'd just be one.
It'd be one seat. What's he going to sit on when he's driving her to her doom? Yeah, exactly.
In the back, you just go and have a blanket, it's all good.
Oh, yeah. Why don't they make vans like that anymore? You know, in the 80s, everyone had one of those. They don't have vans. They're full-size van.
Could airbrush a barbarian on the side riding a motorcycle.
My God, yes.
Everybody did not have one of those vans.
Cecil, no. Well, when you're Mormon, they do. Because, you know, Mormons have 1,100 kids each. And
it was before the invention of the minivan.
Yeah. Well, minivans, I remember when minivans were new, and they were like, whoa, that's like a van, but it's smaller. Yeah. But no, that didn't serve. We had a van when I grew up. All right, Ava, I have 8 brothers and sisters. Okay.
8 brothers and sisters? Wow.
Yes.
16 kids.
No, not 8 of each. Just 4 of each. 4 of each, and then me.
I think it's a total.
Right. So, you know, to get a vehicle, you know, it was like the Partridge Family, you know, whenever we had to go somewhere. I don't know if you remember that, but big gigantic bus with rainbows on it. Well, we didn't have a rainbow bus. We had a Dodge, and it was a Dodge Ram van. And it was, honestly, it looked like the kind of thing that, you know, they would take old ladies to church in. But
the Baptist wagon.
Yeah. That was our family vehicle. But the G fell off of the Dodge logo. So it just said Dode. And everybody in the neighborhood said it's the Dode when we would drive by. Yeah. And that was what we used to drive around in. So that we had vans, and everybody had full-size vans back then. I don't think they exist anymore.
There were so many siblings that you pretty much had to go and have a Class C requirement on.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. I mean, or we had to take. We had another car. We had a little Toyota Corolla, and we would take 2 trips to church. You know, because it would fit like 5 kids in there. So I have to go there and back and there and back. It was hard. We were poor and had a lot of kids. But that's what vans are for. and they don't have them anymore. But Cecil, I do recommend. Tell me if you like this idea. When we do our Indiegogo for our book that we're doing together,
yes,
we should get to a certain level, okay, a certain tier, where we will buy a white van, and then we will hire an airbrush artist to make it the Cecil Mobile. I want you, the Spirit of Virtue, airbrushed, hardcore, all over this van.
And who's going to drive this van?
You.
I'll drive it, man. I'll drive it.
I'm going to drive a van with myself as a fat ghost rider on the side of it.
Get one
As
of those like
long
Scooby-Doo
as, like,
vans.
the
the old ones.
driver's door has some kind of spray paint body, as if someone's sitting in that chair.
Absolutely. Yes. Cecil, of course you're going to drive it. You know, what else would you drive? You know what I mean?
I drive my sister's Mercedes.
No.
Cecil,
those days are over. You have to drive the Cecil Mobile, the Spirit of Virtue, and it's going to say Dick. It'll say Dick. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, and kindness. The rider. Yeah, I like it. Are you for it or no?
Well, let me think this one over.
Well, Cecil, think about it. If you stop in certain spots, you can get out, take pictures, and charge people for it.
We could auction it off.
I can't. Yeah, it's true. We could auction it off, but I honestly, all right. Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll auction it off. Will you autograph it?
A month or so, but that's it.
All right. Anyway, I think that should be one of our tiers. One of our stretch goals will be we are going to buy, a 77 Dodge van, and then we are going to airbrush. We will get an airbrusher to make it into the Dick Rider van. And we'll give it away. We'll give it away as a prize to
those scenes usually had like barbarians on it, so maybe on one side could be Rainbow Brute with the sword and like
no, it's got to be you. I don't want Rainbow Brute on it. I want you on it.
Like,
if you want to be a barbarian,
I don't want any association with this. You.
I think it would be good. I think people would want it. So yes. Mighty Egbert says, hey, Cecil, your papercraft toy is up now at blockheads.com, so everyone can have their own Cecil toy. Can I mail you a plastic version?
Yes.
There you go. Simple yes or no question. And the answer is yes. Gojirify says, is there a werewolf tier for Graveyard Shift?
No, there is not.
Okay.
But for number 2, there could be, yeah.
Sounds good. Melissa Irving says stream was delayed. Pummel horse. Evan James says EVS, please check out Comicsgate Girl's new vid on why she's Comicsgate, a great new member of the community. So that's very exciting. We'll all check out Comicsgate Girl. Go subscribe. I think she's the real deal. If she's not, I'm just going to be honestly, I'll give up.
You guys are sweet. Yay.
Yeah. I will utterly give up. I'll never trust anyone again. Harry Bergeron says Comicsgate Girl at least has a YouTube channel, but NDAs need to be signed before you let anybody into a DM green room. Yeah, I'm not. Well, yeah. I know what you're saying, but don't worry, that's not going to be an issue. Muttman says, since you're looking at Indiegogo projects, check out Hero, Blood of Patriots, Super Soldiering, High Tech, Big Gun Toting, Patriotic Band of Brothers, 90s throwback, in your face, fun comic. So that's Hero, HIRO, Blood of Patriots. Go check that out. Downshift says, EVS, the situation with the Meg doesn't detract from the fact that it looks amazing. If you like Mike and think the book looks good, back it. Simple.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not that. I want Mike to have... this is the thing. I only feel this way because I love Mike. By the way, Renfamous is attacking me because I said that I love you. Did you see that?
I heard... I have her blocked, but I heard she was attacking me today, too, because I was on the war campaign.
Yeah, she's quoting me saying, I love Mike S. Miller. And you know what I mean?
That's
like,
not
so
an
that...
attack.
No, because she's saying, look, Ethan likes Mike S. Miller, and clearly, like, he is, this and that. So that means Ethan is this or that. And I'm like, I don't care what she says. I do love Mike S. Miller. And, listen, he's a Christian who associates with me. So, you could throw that in his face, too. But, yeah, so this is the thing.
We're all about love, man. We're all about love.
Yeah, I just don't want to pay these people that but I got it.
That's why I blocked her, man. That's why I blocked her.
Yeah, me too.
Anyone else ever notice that Mike has a Skeletor laugh?
No.
Yes. I heard it. I was watching old He-Man last night, and every time Skeletor cackled, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Mike.
It's the Aloha Hour.
P. Buyer says your wife is no Miss Piggy. I think he's talking about me. No, she's beautiful. Oh yeah, if I'm Kermit, I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Mike. Zachary Shields says, thanks for putting eyes on our comic. Thanks for putting eyes on our comic. Bad Sushi Cannon, guys. Follow our YouTube channel, Typo Comics, for more. Downshift says, EVS, if Mike backs out of the deal due to you, you can be sued for tortious interference. Irony. Wow, I didn't think of that. All right, well, I take it all back. Except, do I have a place to? No, I have a place to talk to Mike about this because I'm promoting his. I'm in business with Mike, so I do have a right to discuss this with Mike. It's different. It would be like if I had nothing to do with this at all, and I do. I mean, like I said, this is Comicsgate.
Well, the fact that he was promoting his book gives you right to.
Yeah, you just have to, like, tortious interference is when somebody has no place to comment, and I do have a place to comment. So according to, yeah, and we all do.
Oh, Nasser's still here?
Yeah, he is still here.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah. Andrew Rotten points out the same thing. Tortious interference, Uncle E. Again, you know, I think we'll get Nick Ricada in here to discuss that. Donut Swan says, I'm incensed with rage. This is legendary cuckery. Tweet storm right fucking now. Dabble Brothers, Meg Earlge's Meg movie. So these are all the people involved with this. Yeah, I'm incensed with rage too. I will absolutely tweet storm them. Donut Swan says, got cheap. These scumbags will probably sue Mike when he's done with this campaign if he doesn't pay them enough, saying they never agreed to this. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying. Edward Antonovitz says, what do y'all think of the Captain Marvel trailer? I thought it was horrible. What do you guys think of it?
Absolute garbage.
The one that like a month ago?
I have no interest in seeing that movie until it's on Netflix.
It looks boring.
Do you remember?
Very progressive.
You remember how good the Black Panther trailer was? It got you.
Yeah.
Pumped. It was such. And then this one is just. I forgot about it 5 minutes later.
The Black Panther trailer I thought kind of sucked, but I liked the movie though.
You didn't think the trailer was good for Black Panther?
That hip hop music made it pretty hype for me.
I thought it was great. I thought the trailer was awesome.
Yeah, I did too. I dug the whole fantasy behind Black Panther. I don't get Captain Marvel. I really don't understand. But I do think this is the beginning of, and you know, you have to look at these new dolls that they have in Target right now. They've released all the SJW Marvel characters as little Barbie dolls. Who wants this? Who wants an America Chavez Barbie?
They have. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have Squirrel Girl. They have America Chavez. They have like, by the way, they have Ms. Marvel, and you can give her big hands. It's a crime against humanity. Art.
Who are they targeting?
I don't know.
Girls with low self-esteem.
They're trying to get girls, but
Girls with big hands.
don't see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're watching what DC's doing with the DC superhero girls, you know? But it's like the DC superhero girls, they chose characters that people like. It's like Batgirl, Supergirl, Poison Ivy. Like, those are all big characters. Marvel has tons of female characters that are cool. Invisible Woman, Phoenix, Spider-Woman. Why did they only choose Storm? Why did they only choose the SJW fake-ass characters? Like, that is agenda right there. That is totally agenda. Squirrel Girl, are you kidding me? Oh, by the way, they made the Squirrel Girl doll pretty. She doesn't look like Potato. Like, the doll doesn't look. So they actually did make the doll look good, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, and I would, if I were them, I would say I would be angry if I were the SJWs. I'd look at that Squirrel Girl doll and go, that doesn't look like our weirdo Squirrel Girl. Like, that's
the ugly duckling, man.
Yeah, like what happened? This is the patriarchy.
The awkward phase girl, the forever awkward phase.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna buy all of them, so don't worry. And I'll review them. Ascension Comics says Nasser's room plus backlight equals crime scene. Moag says Nasser, stop downloading porn. You don't have to download porn anymore. You can, it's not like you download it. You just go click on it. CMYK not that I
I would know.
Says Nasser's camera isn't messing up. He's clearing away stray crust socks. That's disgusting.
Ew.
Chris L. Lightwolf says, Uncle E, it's simple. Nasser has a sex dungeon.
No.
You don't have a sex dungeon, Nasser. Do you?
No.
No.
It never gets used.
It never gets used. It's an empty dungeon. As Sifino says, please, I'm paying you to make this stop. Do something to Nasser's camera. So I didn't do anything to your camera, Nasser, but they were paying me to do it. I just didn't know how, you know. So just so you know. War Eagle says, I organized all your guys' books and they're sitting right next to me. I've been staring at my mail and cable, Thunderbolts, and Youngblood the whole time.
Excellent.
Al Lewis in the chat called it the incel dungeon.
That's a real fan for you.
How was drawing Youngblood? How was that? Was that fun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read Youngblood when I was a kid. So when I got a chance to do that, yeah, I was very excited.
When was that?
Maybe about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe at most, I guess. So yeah, I did. I think around 10 issues, something like that. So several different writers were, on it. Made it a little disjointed, but yeah, it was fun.
I would Youngblood is one of the books from Image that I would do. Like if they said, what do you want to draw? Like you have to draw one of the original Image comics. First it would be Savage Dragon, believe it or not. That'd be my first pick. But
Youngblood came out the year you started Cyberfrog, right?
No, way before that. Youngblood was already, because Cyberfrog was 1993. Youngblood was like 91 or something.
No way, dude. Image announced in 92.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It was the year
they started in 92.
Yeah, I think they were rolling in 92 because that's.
Oh, were they?
Where were you in 92?
Yeah.
I will say, like, when you're young, like that window of time, you get a lot more done in that window of time. Like the time between, say, 1992, which was when Image was announced and I graduated high school, to 1994, when I actually had a copy of Cyberfrog #1 from Hall of Heroes in my hand. That seems like an eternity to me.
Yeah,
I had my own caricature stand at the mall for like 6 months where I met Andrea. I created Cyberfrog. I illustrated a dozen children's books during that time. I got a job bootlegging neckties with some Persian mafia, with the Persian mafia. All of this happened, and then
were you still goth?
What's that?
I said, were you still goth?
Yeah, definitely. You can see pictures of me back then. It's pretty easy to find those. And I was, and I'd go back and forth. I went to Hall of Heroes and met Matt Martin and Trent Canuga. All of that stuff happened in that 2-year span. It was a lot. It just seemed like a long time. So I was reading all of those Image books when they came out. Pit would be another one, man. Pit was just Pit #1 was.
That was a monster. That book
was my shit, man.
God, it just seemed like he took ink and white paint, and he just. I mean, his inking style, it was just so much better than anyone else. I poured over that book.
I thought Mark Farmer inked Pit.
No, Dale Keown did.
He inked it
the
himself,
first issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Mark Farmer inked Dale Keown over at the Hulk. But
Hulk.
In some later issues, Dale had help inking. Dan Pinoza did a couple issues.
Yeah,
but that first issue, that's just like insane.
Same Mike.
So good. It was just so sloppy and so good at the same time. I can't even put words to it. It's just thick, black, chunky inks and just goddamn so good. Yeah, I examined that book totally, and I still have one of the ash cans. I think I have the ash can to Pit #3, so I could look at it in black and white. But that was inked by
lucky bastard.
Yeah, it was inked by someone else, and it wasn't as good. But man. Yeah, so I would do Youngblood. I just want to draw Bad Rock. Did you get to draw Bad Rock?
Yeah, I got to draw him. Yeah,
that would take you forever. How much detail would you put in all the little pock marks?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Ethan, didn't you tell Todd McFarlane no when he asked you to draw Spawn?
Yes, 2010.
Why'd you say no?
Because I was busy. I was at DC. I wasn't ready to go anywhere. Like 2010, my contract came up, and I was in a bad spot. Like. I just didn't want to do anything. I was grumpy. And no, I wasn't in Portland. I was in 2010. I was in North Carolina. So, but I just didn't want to, I didn't want to leave DC, and I love Spawn, but I didn't want to draw Spawn. And he had an employee there named Jenna, who was talking back and forth to me saying, Todd really wants you to do this. But it also turned out that Dave Finch turned it down before me. So he wanted Dave Finch. He couldn't get Dave Finch. So he tried to get me. And I also said no, but I said it to his face. I met him in Phoenix and said, thank you. But I'm a little nervous about leaving DC, and I'm a big fan and all that, but I don't think I can do it. And I don't regret it. I didn't want to.
I'd love to see him ink your pencils.
Oh yeah, I mean that would have been the only benefit, is to actually work with Todd McFarlane in some way. But to draw Spawn, are you interested in that? I don't really have an interest in it. All right, so let me just keep going here. Siren Jack says, "Is this a Nasser segment? I need to go to the pharmacy and compound some cyanide capsules real quick." Like whenever Nasser gets his show, I thought people would like that better.
Right, back Brutus, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that now, Nasser.
Now, somebody in the chat said they were backing out of Brutus because of you, Nasser.
Don't do that. He did his best. He did good. Right. Guys, don't be mean. Harry Bergeron says, I can vouch for Mormons in vans. We had a van as a kid, and my sister has 10 kids. My sister has 10 kids, has one now. Okay. Eric Weathers said, did some fan art of Rainbow Brute on his steed. Check out your DM. Oh, I'll look at that. Andrew Anderson, thanks for, $25. Don't forget to back the Knox on Indiegogo. We're giving away a free sketch every $250 we raise, plus a sketch of Miller giving Knaple a bath at full backing, plus random guitar picks.
I did not agree to that. I just want you to know.
It's just a drawing, though. You don't actually have to give Doug Knaple a bath.
I'm just saying.
All right, so back the Knox is KNOX on Indiegogo. Definitely back that. It looks like a pretty good heist book. It looks like fun.
Hey, what if you got Todd to ink one of your cover for Rainbow Brood?
Mm.
Think he'd do that?
Yeah. And tell him I love him.
Yeah,
that'd be a cool variant or something.
I just want to apologize. Apparently, with me being in a fast food restaurant,
what?
Sounds like Nasser's CPAP machine.
Oh, that's what that noise is.
What? That noise is not me. I don't know what that noise is.
No, she's saying she's at a fast food restaurant. So that's right. By the way, John Malin's picture here is again, John Malin has not given up this fantasy, this Teen Wolf fantasy that he's got. Ava, the situation is this. All right. And John Malin had he kind of put forward this hypothetical. He said, if having
do we have to get into this?
Yeah. He brought it up with this. He's asking me to talk about it. Presuming you're heterosexual as a man, would you have gay sex once if it gave you Teen Wolf powers?
Women can do it too, but they would have to do it with another woman.
Yeah, but I don't think women want to be werewolves, though.
It's not as gross, though.
I don't think women care as much.
Let's see what Comicsgate girl has to say about werewolves. Would you be one?
We're safe enough. I don't want to go and add any more.
No. Wait, but what if you don't have a gender? Or what if you're both genders?
And you're catching, not pitching.
And what if you could be a hairless werewolf?
Why would you want to be a hairless werewolf?
That's just as bad as like being a hairless.
Why would you want to be a
It looks
hairless
weird.
cat?
Sketch Therapy says no, he doesn't want to do it. Most people in the chat are saying no. I said no, I don't want to do that either. I'm not for it. John Malin, what do you think John Malin's answer is to this, based on his current avatar?
Yeah, werewolves get all the chicks, man. He got Booth and that blonde chick.
I would I would join him. It would be a pack of two.
Yeah.
No, what if you're gender fluid?
Fudge pack of two.
What if you're gender fluid?
And there'd be many.
Yeah, and while you guys are walking on the sidewalk, we'll be doing handstands on top of the stuff there.
And slam dunking and making touchdowns and all that cool macho stuff.
What if Cecil was a werewolf?
I'm not sure how that's worth it.
Mike, you don't want to do that.
Women, come on now.
No. Mm-mm.
Mike,
Nope.
turn into a wolf and take on 20 guys single-handed.
Mike, do the werewolf powers appeal to you at all? Let's just put on. if somebody said you can be a werewolf, you don't have to do nothing. I'm just going to snap my fingers. You'll be a werewolf. Is the answer yes or no?
I don't know why you'd want to be.
We just told you.
You become
So I
super
could do-
strong, super agility.
You can
I
get
draw
shot
comic
and,
books.
and you heal yourself.
Yeah.
I don't plan on getting shot.
You live in
Nobody
San
plans
Diego.
on getting
Plan
shot.
on it.
I don't really put myself into the situations where I would need werewolf powers.
How does this guy write a comic book?
I don't know. I've asked him questions before. He has no answer. I said, I asked Mike one time, and he this stumped him. I said, all right, you have to make love to a mermaid. Is she going to be, so she's half fish, half female. Is it top half fish or top half human?
Top
And then,
half
of course, yeah. So this is the question that you have to answer. So you have to make love to a mermaid. Is she going to be a human on top or a human on bottom? Mike?
What you asked?
I'm just asking you. Make sense of that.
You know how fish reproduce.
Yeah, their eggs come out of a hole. You would
That's
use
right.
that hole.
Oh, man.
I'm not playing your reindeer games. I'm sorry.
See, I told you he has no answer for that.
No, first of all, John, you don't use the hole. What you do is you go masturbate on the eggs.
Oh, come on. We got,
Well, I'm just saying that's what fish do.
That's what fish do. He's 100% correct.
Yeah, that's what fish do. That isn't what I do. I mean, she's hot.
All right.
She's hot on top or hot on bottom?
Well, it depends on what you like.
I'm not going to make out with fish.
Yeah, like you would have to make out. Well, you don't have to.
Wait, can everybody at McDonald's hear this?
Don't order the fish fillet. That's all we're saying. The fillet of fish. Yeah.
I feel
like my-
would you want it to be like the human for the top and then fish for the bottom? Because of then, like, wouldn't it be really awkward? Are you thinking bestiality wise if it was the opposite?
Yes.
No, it's progressive.
It's bad either way. Honestly,
No, it's very progressive. Top have to be fish.
Listen, all those sailors that went after mermaids, they weren't going after fish-headed mermaids. They were going after fish-tailed mermaids. Look at who has a tattoo of a woman with a fish head on their arm? No one.
Either way.
Fish heads on their arm?
No, they have mermaids with the fish tail tattoos. It's a popular tattoo. No one has a woman, beautiful body with a fish head.
But is she like the movie from? Is she like the girl from Splash? That movie with
Yes.
with
yeah,
Tom
but
Cruise?
but that was different. Daryl Hannah, like when she got out of water, she grew human legs, but that's not realistic.
Good point.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not realistic.
That's
I
not
don't
gonna
know
happen.
if people really get tattoos of their fetishes, though.
The bigger question is, would she smell like fish?
Yes, of
I'm
course.
pretty sure the answer
Smells
is
like fish.
yeah.
Tastes
It
like chicken.
absolutely not.
Does
I'm-
that deter you, though?
But I mean, this is the thing, though. I mean, honestly, I don't know why people think like mermaids are hot because they're not hot at all.
You haven't
They're
been at sea for 6 months.
That's but those were actually manatees. Did you know that? Did you know? I mean, they actually thought manatees were beautiful women. They got confused.
Once you get drunk
manatees, how drunk?
I doubt that's true. I think one
If you're me,
guy,
you don't have to be drunk.
one
Come on.
guy mistook a
You
man.
had sex with one manatee once, and everybody labels you.
I don't know how drunk. Gil Simone has a kid, right? How drunk do you have to be?
Wait.
All right, that was wrong.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's not right.
We disavow that.
Yeah, a wammanatee. That's what it is. They were wamanatees. And yeah, I guess like you could kind of, if you were really, really drunk and really, really sad and depressed because you've been at sea for a long time.
me.
Or
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah, you could you could confuse them, I suppose. But yeah, this is a good question. I will ask everybody this question, and you have to have an answer. It is the mermaid question. I'm not going to ask Ava, obviously, but Andrew Huerta.
That's sexist.
Sexist?
No, there are
Sexist.
there are
I
more
don't
men.
care.
She's not. No, she doesn't have to answer that question. She has no, you know, and she already answered it. She said top half anyway. So,
Okay.
top half or bottom half human. Andrew.
Top half human, of course.
Yeah.
No, top half fish.
Top half fish, says Nasser. So what about you, RT Bear?
Definitely top half, and I'd have to bring a lot of air freshener and stuff to get past fish smell.
sounds
Mike,
big.
what about you? With that look on your puss.
Just say top half, Mike.
Because I'm trying to think of the practical.
Are you going to make out with a fish or are you going to make out with a person?
It's never going to happen, Mike. So just decide. It's not real.
Top
It's a hypothetical.
Top half. It's official.
Cecil, what about you? Both halves?
I want just a regular fish.
How about
this would be a good question for Aquaman Day, like when Aquaman
No,
opens.
top half has to be a woman, like a traditional mermaid.
Cecil wants to get some fish head.
Critias, what do you think?
With me, I would have a pool, and I would make love to her while she's in a pool with a top half human.
Dude, he's like a romantic. Like,
wow.
Because you don't want to smell her, right? So you put her bottom half in the pool.
Oh, I didn't think. I thought you meant that you were just that you cared about the mermaid. Donald, what do you think?
Wow.
Top half human and pass the tartar sauce.
Yeah, it's all right. John Malin, what do you think?
Yeah, top half.
Top half. Yeah, I would. I mean, because my thing is making love to. Often, it doesn't necessarily mean intercourse. I would make love to this mermaid in the classical sense. I would say nice things to her. I would stroke her hair. I would kiss her.
Are you just making stuff up now?
No, that's what when people would say make love to me in the old movies. That's what they meant. They didn't literally mean have sex. They just meant.
I don't know if I believe that.
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
No.
Well, it is.
Don't lie to the kid. Now he thinks he's been making love to his pillow for the last 3 years.
He has, but in the not classical sense, and that is the problem. I would do it that way. I think that makes sense. So I did move the goalpost. I think I could. Oh God. Oh, people are talking about vinegar and stuff. All right. So in any case, it is now after midnight. I want to thank everyone for coming in here tonight. This has been very productive. I think we all learned a little bit about everyone here. It was a pleasure to meet Comicsgate Girl, and I hope you all subscribe to her channel. Nasser, thank you so much for whatever you did.
Hey, he was the only one who picked the opposite of everyone else for that fish question.
That's because
Because I'm woke, okay?
It's because I'm woke. Oh, I've got some super chats. I'm sorry, I got 4 more super chats. Fried Weiss says, "I'll back Brutus so I can lose it in my long box." Andrew Anderson says, "You bring the mermaid on land and she gets legs." No, not in this reality though. Otherwise that's obvious, King Harkinian says manatees have the most human-like vajayjay. Oh God. Herkindo says
for that.
Smell.
How would you know?
Oh man.
Yeah, remember
this is. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to do this.
End the stream, Ethan.
I'm going to. Perkindo says smells like fish, tastes like chicken. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Thank you. Keep on looking.
Thank you so much. Ethan, Superman did date a mermaid, and he kept her in a wheelchair when they were on land.
Is that true?
Lori Lamar.
What's that? It was LL also. It wasn't Lois Lane. It was another LL.
They're all
Lori Lamar.
Lori Lamar. Yeah, she was a mermaid.
Everyone's saying delete this stream. No, I can't, because if I delete this stream, I'll have people following me around going, "Where's that stream?" Forever. So I got to leave it up. Thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the new video. Go watch my new video about Disney China and my video about Ezra Miller being the worst possible Flash. 2 new videos today.
I'm going to start the Aloha Hour in about 15 minutes, if anybody wants to go.
I'm going to sleep.
Everyone go over to join Mike for the Aloha Hour. And thanks very much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Later.